graduate.
We are back on our well, we are back. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. All right. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all one bit. I'm looking at a little bit rough today. I'm not gonna lie to y'all one bit. I'm looking a small amount of rough due to the fact that I am very tired. I'm very tired, but I'm trying to watch these games. You feel me? Roy, thank you so much for the 8 months of support. I hope you're having a beautiful day today. Filled with nothing but sunshine and rainbows. Yeah, I'm just letting y'all know before I even turn this thing on from the jump. I'm just a little bit tired and a little bit scuffed, a little bit chopped, if you will. You DoorDash some coffee? Nah, I think I run with it. And tomorrow or right after stream, I just go get some sleep. Yo, they got a Yanara cosplayer. Yo, how you already cosplaying Yanara? She just came out. All this stalling. I am tired. Messy Gecko, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime, and welcome to the Mother Redacted Turnip Squad. Thank you for the 13 months of support. Score prediction. Unfortunately, I do think we'll be going to at least game 4. Oh, you think AL is gonna win? Yeah, who do y'all think is gonna win, AL or BLG? Because in LPL, AL won. So I think this will... I want to root for BLG. I don't think I'll be rooting for anyone's legend. Yeah, I like their colors too. My lights just turned off. I don't know what it was, y'all, but I woke up today with a massive headache and it has not gone away. And like, I don't think I'm that sleep deprived. I know I'm a little bit sleepy, but yeah, exactly, King. No, literally same. I'm a little bit sleepy, but like, I didn't know it was like this. But I'm ready to...
LPL team can advance to face off against T1 tomorrow. It is time to send it.
Tomorrow's gonna be a big match. We gotta have energy for tomorrow, dude.
It's gonna be BLG versus anyone's legends.
We gotta have energy for tomorrow, so... You made me yawn? I'm sorry, friend. What a transition. I will not have to cook before MSI because I made some spaghetti. So I've got food all here and ready.
Let me throw it to the ground.
I'm ready for some banger games. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
And here we go into the final 4 of MSI, the LPL finals rematch between Anyone's Legend and BLG. I'm Medic, I'm honored to be joined by Azael and ready to kick this one off.
I'm excited to witness this rematch. AL have gotten the better of BLG throughout spring. And I wonder what they've got prepared.
I really hope BLG puts it down, bro. I do, because that way T1 can beat them 2 times in one tournament.
And I wonder what approach they're going to have
I'm
in
so
the
sorry,
draft
guys.
and what their plan
Bear
will
with
be.
me.
Because things like TF,
Bear
how
with
high on
me.
the ban list is that going to be? Things like the Pantheon, the Varus, something that we've seen often.
What's going on,
banned from
Kat?
both
How
these
you
sides.
doing?
And the Pantheon
Oh,
ban on the side of
hello
BLG
there. What's
expected
going on,
the Gwen
Arch? How
ban
you
coming
doing?
through from AL. A little bit of a surprise, but clearly targeting Bin on the top side.
Yeah, absolutely has been really high priority. To me, champions like Talia as well have
Look at the
really
Powerpuff
been shining.
Girls getting
I think Talia,
banned out.
Rise, very high prio. Both these champions.
And Ugly
are these
Barnacle,
kind of
thank you so
global
much for the
semi-global
Twitch
style
Prime and the
champions
10
allowing you to
months of
attack
support. I
side
hope
lanes,
you're having a
but
good day
they are
today.
also ones that work really well in the 5v5s, which I think is keeping
Watching
them
you on
at
my
the
phone,
top
but
of
you
people's
had
priority list.
And
to
alongside that,
put you on my big screen on the TV. Okay, come on, Barnacle. I know that's right.
80% win rate on one side of the rift, a 92% win rate on the other side of the
I feel
rift.
like Callista's gonna get picked this
If we see
series.
that cryoed early.
Don't say that. We don't want to see no
choices
Callistas.
now because
None.
a lot of mid-priority picks are available. The Talia that you were just talking about, Azael, naturally rises in priority. Remember, things like the Azir, something we don't often see
Yeah, I
from
need the
Knight,
drafts to be
also has to
fun.
be a big
Well,
point of
I feel like they know like this is an elimination match, so they're going to be playing serious, but I think they also know they've got to pull out all the stops. I don't think we'll see that in the first game, of course. I think it's going to be like standard play, but I think once a team has 2 wins, that's when they're going to start pulling out desperate,
I think Rise is a really good denial pick as well. Shanks has a 91%.
But right now they're going to
win rate on
pick
it this
the
year.
strongest
Instead, it's gonna be the Azir
people
alongside
on the
Trundle,
board
which does push
because
Sion
there's not
further
that
down
many
in
bans
priority.
yet.
Exactly. I really like Trundle here because it is a good pairing. It is that AD jungler, but also it is denying some of these blind picks by nature of how effective it is. Like you say, the
No,
Sion,
literally,
the Ornn, some of the
King.
best blind picks
We're not
available
doing
right now
no
are going
kills
to be
until
taken away.
20
Things like
minutes
Rumble and Gwen,
mess.
also pretty
We're
solid
not
blind
doing
picks.
that.
Those are gone. I am so not a fan
Hello,
of the York
Pyro.
blind.
How
I
are
do
you
think it is very easy to
doing? Hello,
punish, but it has been very
Flugan.
popular in the LPL. So we'll see if they are going to lock it in.
The thing that
Pedro is my
surprises me
daddy.
is that BLG foregoing something like an Annie Wukong, which would very much stay true to their style, and instead prioritizing the Azir for Knight. I'm excited to see how he performs on the champion alongside
What's going on, Taylor?
Baseline
How are you
on this
doing?
Trundle. And with the,
I am so tired of Senna ADC as well. I agree.
Class, one of the best Yorick players in the world, but to pick it blind, as you've already highlighted,
Who are we
a lot of
rooting
risks
for?
associated with
Personally,
that.
I think I'm going to be rooting for BLG. I just know BLG more. I'm not too familiar with anyone's legends besides what I've seen at MSI. And the only time I've seen anyone's legends is when they're going up against the teams that I love. So they've gone up against T1. They went up against
something like the Aatrox, but I don't think it's nearly as strong of an answer. Bin obviously on the Jax is ultimate comfort.
I don't know who
Hasn't
else
been
they went
playing
up
a ton this
against,
year,
but
I
you
don't
know,
think we're gonna get it. I think we are just kind of waiting for
I
that
just
later
find myself
pick.
always
Nico,
rooting
you had already
against
touched
them,
on,
so
is so high priority. Not
I
only
will
because
stay
it has
true
the
to that
explosive engage,
story.
but because it has an incredibly dominant
You want
lane
AL
phase.
to
You can play
win
for the
just to kick out
2v2.
BLG?
We of course do see that it is Jhin locked in for hope here.
It was
But
a
you can
little
get strong
scary.
long-range AD pairing.
What's up,
here
Cardi
with
B
Elf,
fan club?
play
How are
that
you doing
poke style
today?
in the 2v2, and almost always we see the Nico coming out with early prio.
I mean, I will say, these were not what I was expecting in terms of the priorities for the first picks. The fact that we've just foregone the top lane response from
I'm
BLG.
feeling all right, Pyro.
Not looking
I
into
haven't
jungle
been
on the side of
updated. Did
AL.
T1
Things like
win or
Xin Zhao and
lose?
Wukong,
So
both still
T1
available. Neither of them
lost
gonna be
in
banned
game
away.
5
Instead, the support pool is going
versus
to be
Genji
targeted.
yesterday.
Rel
So
and
they are
Normus
now in the
removed from
losers
pool
bracket.
alongside the Karma,
So the
increased
next
value of this Nico, and now Kyle really going to be
2
tested in
days
what else he has
of
in
games,
store to try
so
and
today
match
and
up
tomorrow,
into
those
the
will
Nico.
both be elimination series. It will both be best of 5s, and whoever loses the series will go home. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. This is technically
than he could have been, but the expectation is
quarterfinals.
here in a series that is basically home turf.
This
he
is
should be able to
technically
really shine.
quarterfinals. Tomorrow will be semifinals,
on the
and then on Saturday
but
will
it is,
be
we're waiting for Kyle and Tarzan.
finals.
We're waiting for those picks here for AL, and they were
Yes,
kind of the shining
we are
stars here. I
definitely
think on AL in the LPL,
in
this
it.
jungle support duo have
We are
been
definitely
absolutely
in
stellar for them.
it.
Considering the Corki here,
Sona
I do think it is a really
ADC?
strong
No.
2v2 if they want to go that way. And I like it quite a lot as an answer.
If we're
here.
gonna
It's
pick
be very
Kalista, let's
difficult,
just
I
pick
think,
her
for
game 1,
Kyle
guys.
to grab a support that is going to really give them the advantage. So they may just have
Let's
to
just
kind of
pick her
see
game
the
1,
2v2
get it
play
out the way.
map,
I
and
don't
look
want to see it
elsewhere,
later in the
because
match.
clearly you already have a strong tendency to go towards that York. You want to play towards it, try to prioritize grubs,
Yeah,
enable
no
them
more
in that
Corki,
side
no
lane
more
with the Talia.
Kalista.
And I think
Like,
all of their
I
picks are
know
probably gonna be
there's a
lending towards
limited
that. Bar would make a lot of sense if that's
of,
the style that you want to play here.
like,
You can really get it on the map, work
ADCs,
well with whatever
but
jungle
there's
does get
more
locked in here
than
for
what we've
Tarzan.
been
I
displayed
think that
in
Bin is going to
MSI so
have
far.
a difficult job up here.
Curious as to how AL is going to round things out. They could do with a little bit more
Xin.
engage. I mean, yeah, they could just go for the Xin. I mean, Baseline locking in the Trundle. He was very much expecting this to be the matchup, but Talia Zin is just such an incredibly potent mid-jungle combo. I mean, again, they have a decent amount of poke on the side of AL with both Jin and the Talia at your disposal. It means you can just chip away at the HP. Wanting to go for a little bit more team fight power and engage, the Wukong can pen nicely up with the Bard. Cheeky help off the Camille. I wonder if that's the direction they're going to go. You did contemplate some carries.
I'm kind of down for Ben Camille.
Camille, I think, is a good matchup into Yorick. I do think you can play things like Fiora as well. Aurelia is incredible. If you want to go tank, you can look towards Shogath because Sion is banned away. Jax, I think, is fine, but you can be poked down.
I'm not going to lie. I haven't really been cheering for Ben or for BLG recently because they went against FlyQuest and then they went against T1. Like, I haven't been able to properly cheer for them this MSI, but I get to finally cheer for BLG in the series. Not gonna lie, I cheered for them during play-ins, so they got their time, you know?
It was only last year that we were saying on the caster desk, this was a champion you couldn't give Ben. Yeah. So coming into this tournament, the fact that this is going to be his first game in MSI, you already mentioned it, Azale. He's been moving away from this Jax pick, but when we think about Ben, when we think about his recent history, Camille and Jax were the two champions
make sure you guys
around the world were afraid to give him just because of how talented he was on the pick.
And that's why it
is Quirky a human or a Yordle?
This split where
I know we talked about this previously, but I don't remember.
It's really been what we have kind of expected to see from this guy. And to be
He's
frank,
a Yordle?
he hasn't been as dominant as we expect from him either in the LPL. So we'll see if we can get some shades of Gigabin from ages past in Game 1.
BLG have been a shadow of their former selves. They're not the team you expect to make back-to-back finals internationally. They're not the team you expect to push T1 to 5 games.
Well,
but with the addition of H1, with the changing of coaching staff in the middle of the split, things have started to go towards a more rosy direction. The question for BLG is, can they overcome the hurdle that has been AL for them throughout the entirety of playoffs? Anyone legend on the other side of the rim in their first international tournament, the first international tournament for Shanks, for Kyle. There was a lot of hope in this roster.
His lore was changed from human. Oh, really?
Not quite sure
He's
yet
certainly
if AL is who they want to represent them on the biggest stage. Bin's going to pass down to bot as he just looks. Oh, it's not Bin, it's on. On path down to bot, and that's a much more
down
expected.
To bot too. Wow.
Wow, great. They're just all over the map in the early game, aren't they, Azale, as we jump into Game 1?
The nemesis of casters everywhere, Nico.
I will say, I didn't realize this before the game, but in the global power rankings, both these teams on exactly the same amount of points, sitting in 4th place. It's not often we actually see teams that are that tied on those power rankings. Obviously, all algorithm-based, so doesn't always account for every minutia of League of Legends.
Many awards.
Double awarded there, so a little bit of an accident. AL not communicating who's actually going to drop the award, and it is, of course, spotted by Beishuan. And now
might be a little bit of nerves kicking in already.
Trying to walk the long way back towards top lane, but Ben
Hello,
is
Dark. How are you?
Through the playoffs as well, both these teams meeting up 2 times. BLG taking AL to 5 games on their first attempt. And the second attempt didn't go so well for them. We saw Tarzan cracking out the Z in Game 4, managing to pick up the win. I think for BLG, they'll be hoping this isn't the start of a trend. 3-2, 3-1, 3-0. On the international stage, obviously, BLG have a little bit more pedigree.
Watching back those series and talking with
I want to see some scrapping. Let's look at like each lane and talk about scaling early game, mid game, late game. I think Quirky has a pretty strong early game, if I remember correctly. He's able to put out some good amount of damages.
They just found an effective way of controlling that aggression.
Does damage. I don't think he can pump it out in the way that Elk can. Because his attack speed is super low early, but Jin has the benefit of scaling on his side. Nico is going to be able to make some sneaky plays, and Bard can as well, but I think Bard requires a little bit more setup when it comes to making plays. He has to make sure he lands his stun. He has to do a portal in from out of vision, something of that sort.
He's looking to make his presence known on the bot side already, but
yo, JM, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime and the 7 months of support.
Kane gets the slow onto Hope, looking at the pillar as well. Barrier coming out from
And
Hope.
what do we
But
know?
it's just extinguished. Hope down first.
With
blood
the
BLG.
aid of
Talked
the
about it. The jungler was panting towards the bot side of the
jungler,
map. They should have been more
Beishwan,
respectful of that possible early
BLG
gank.
ends
But
up
Beishwan
getting
draws first blood in the series.
Yeah, neither of them, even with the push there, actually got a ward into the river, not expecting an early gank here from the Trundle, and Beishwan makes them pay for it big time. The fact that it goes over to Elk as well is really going to hurt. The lone blessing is that Elk did at least spend his flash to get that kill, so there might be an opportunity for Tarzan to try to even the score here a little bit later on.
Yes, but like we were just saying, Elk is probably the stronger ADC early, and now he's just going to be that much stronger, especially when he gets his reset off. If we're looking at the mid lane, if we're looking at the mid lane, so Azir is going to scale super duper, right? And Talia is more of a like control mage. She's able to control areas. She's able to permit or not allow certain people to walk in certain areas of the jungle. She can also get anywhere in a blink of an eye because of her ulti. Azir does have TP that he can match TPs with, but he's not going to be able to be as mobile as the way that Shanks is. I'm going to assume that anyone's legend is going to be looking for those group plays with the Wukong, with the Talia, and with the Bard roams. Trundle skills crazily. Yorick is a split pushing king.
Where he came to where he is
Jax
now.
can
So many
split
players
as well,
in the
but
league come in when they don't have immediate
in terms
success,
of
they're
the
just replaced. They
scaling,
can't shine on a
low
bad
key,
roster,
I think I'm
and they
leaning
just
more
get overlooked.
BLG.
They're just kind of lumped in with the rest of their team. He was on a 0-16 WE roster. They then went 4-12.
I mean, quirky passive
and for
with
him
the
to still be able to
package.
actually stand out on a roster
I thought
that
they
is
took out.
dead last, that is struggling that hard in the LPL.
I
and
thought
for him
they
to be able
took
to
out the
claw
package
and
for
grind
quirky
his way up
Sanjeev.
to where
What's going on, Shadow? I'm doing well. How are
on
you?
the precipice of making the lower bracket finals, where he's already top 4 at MSI,
Yeah,
where
he
he's
does,
won
Kat.
an LPL championship.
Yeah, he does.
I think is nothing short of amazing.
And the fact that he was able to outperform Knight in the finals, I think was very meaningful for him as well, considering
you
who
just missed
Knight
it.
is
Yeah,
in the
that was a
LPL
pretty
now,
cool, like,
how dominant he has been for so long. I think is a real testament to the mid lane talent that we continue to see come out of the LPL in recent years.
And honestly, I think Shanks has been stellar at MSI.
I think it's so crazy though that we have
I feel like he is actually the best performing mid laner
LPL versus LPL,
so to me, he really has
and then
been
we have
standing out, and that's not always the
LCK
case
versus
when
LCK.
finally
Like, I
gets
think
their
that's
big
so
break,
crazy,
when they finally
you know?
make it to MSI.
Like,
Sometimes
having
players do
the
struggle
top
under those bright
two
lights. It's a
from
different
each
environment than you're
region.
used to, but Shanks has
It
been
really
able to become
shows that they're
acclimated
just
right
like a
away
step ahead
and hit
from the
ground
rest of the
running.
world,
That's
man.
No disrespect to Knight as
It
well,
really
because
does.
he's had a phenomenal tournament himself. He's been a large part of why BLG is even in this position, and so many games we've seen him have those standout miracle plays. Even in their loss to T1, his Ahri did so much work to make that game much closer than it should have been. So it's a matchup that
Kind of
we're
makes
super
me happy
excited
that
for.
it's
Knight on
guaranteed
this
to
is that
be
we
both
don't typically
regions in the
see him on
finals.
one of the champions that people often say he can't play. Is
What do you
this
mean it's
Azir?
guaranteed
So
that
eyes
both
are on
regions
this
will be in
mid-lane matchup.
finals?
Right now there is a 2-goal difference
It
between
could
the two
be
mid
either
laners.
or.
Shanks looking for a play.
Definitely an LCK team will be present in finals because Genji is already in finals, but T1, BLG, and anyone's legend is competing for that last slot. So it could still be LPL, or it could just be LCK.
So it is going to be these non-standard lanes here with Flandra just trying to stay in range of experience, trying to be
whoever
around
wins
as much as
this
he can to
series
pick
will
up
go
some
on
of
to
the
fight
CS.
T1 for the last slot in finals, and whoever wins that series will fight Genji in finals. What's going on, Unblue? Genji T1 run back would be so wild.
Flandre forced down a little bit.
I think if Genji meets T1 again in finals, it won't be the same result.
He was actually leading 1v0 for quite a long time down there, and just now, Hope and Kyle got down, put a little bit of pressure on, but then they're
T1 gotta get that lit back. Talk about it.
Is just having the time of his life, holding the wave by his tower, getting all of this gold, while his counterpart on the other side is not getting anything.
Nico is crazy bussy when you know how to play it.
Succeed in the side lane to really succeed in the game.
more than like
Pretty interesting right
Nico
now
can be
is
useful
AL,
by not
rather
even
than
doing
just
damage in the
committing to a
game because of
cross-map
her
and saying, "We'll
clone.
just take the Drake."
Her
They've
clone
actually moved
lasts
the
for
bot lane
such
to
a
mid, they've
long
got the push,
time
they've
and
sent
gets
Shanks
so much
towards the
vision,
bot lane
and she
matchup.
can
He
control
won't have
it.
his TP available
Like, is
just
that
yet,
not
but it will be
crazy?
up soon.
What's going on,
Looks like
Holy?
AL is saying we want those grubs, and this is not
Genji did
uncharacteristic of what we saw in the
indeed
finals,
win
where there was a lot of
T1.
fighting over those grubs in particular. AL really values them, and they're going to start this objective off.
Putting the maiden down as well just gives you a lot more clear on these grubs. Tarzan jumping through them. It's Beishwang doing the Drake, so the exchange has occurred. It's just gone in the opposite direction to how we expected it. As we will see AL picking up the grubs and BLG getting themselves on
With
the
the
board
fearless
in
draft,
terms of
any champ
dragons.
surprise
And
you
AL
as the pools got
absolutely
deeper?
needed to get the grubs after what they gave up on the bot side. You know, Bin is now so far ahead, 26 CS up, 500
I think the
gold
craziest
is the
picks
lead.
we've gotten
Plus, there is
would
a little
be
bit of
Jinx,
experience that Flandre has been able to
Garen,
grab, so he's kept pretty close in that.
and
Bin
Blitzcrank.
really opening up a big advantage, and
I
hasn't
don't
been
think we've
under
seen
pressure
any
for these
like
last couple minutes.
crazy.
Most of the time he's actually
Oh,
still
set.
laning 1v0, and now finally they're going to move Hope in towards
We
mid
did
lane
get a
after
set.
the grubs. It is Shanks that's going to be answering the Jax, but he's not going to be able to put any pressure on there either.
But
It's a
I don't
slow
think
early
we've
game, but
seen
I don't
any
think
like.
either side is particularly upset with how things
Yeah,
are
I guess
panning
set
out.
would be
Bin
the
is
most
happily scaling,
crazy.
as Azel was just talking about on the
But we
sideline,
haven't
building
seen
up a nice
many.
advantage.
People haven't really
And Elk
been
also finds himself isolated on the top
going
side
out
of the map. So
and playing new
when I watched back the
champions.
finals, I felt like AL did a really good
Bazillion
job of
was
controlling
indeed
the aggression
crazy,
from
but not
BLG
for
and
a
kind of
good
shutting down a lot
reason.
of the plays that they wanted to make. But BLG,
We
they've
have had
taken this
2
game
Zed
one calm,
jungles. You are
collected,
absolutely
and their map
correct.
movements are clean for the time being.
And AL has put a really high priority
I
on
think
grubs throughout the
that it
tournament.
was
Nearly
Canyon
85%
that
of the total
played.
grubs they have actually taken throughout this event. So
Ooh.
clearly putting an emphasis on that. And I think it makes a lot of sense, especially when you are playing with
It
your
was Canyon
With
that
the
played
you
Zed
want to be
jungle
getting that pressure in
yesterday,
the
I
side
believe
lanes.
it
You want to be
was.
trying to get plates early. He
And
hasn't
man,
managed to
that
do that in
dude
this
in
game,
his
mostly
shadows.
because he has had to deal with this 2v1 lane, and Bin has been very happily just farming up, as you say, 1v0
Zillion didn't
or
flop,
1v1. Now
Fly's
we see Bin
coaching
pathing
did.
out towards top. Shanks will
Yeah,
get the push down
it was
into the bottom
Canyon
lane, so
yesterday, and then
it looks like
Owner
Knight
played it
is going to be the
versus
one who catches that
BLG.
wave. Not too much experience or gold lost on the map here for BLG.
And I think Bin is just going to be so happy with how these early stages have gone for this matchup. Because to me,
Oh,
post
was it
6,
versus
when you get the
CFO?
maiden, you really
Maybe
can
it was
start playing pretty
versus CFO
aggressively in
then.
this 1v1 as the Yorick. You can start poking down this Jax and hasn't had to deal with it whatsoever. And he's nearly at the Triforce, and Beishwan is up here.
Dark Possession down. Flandre needs to walk away because
Whoa.
Bin splashing in with the Grandmaster's Might. Subjugate as well. Flandre holding on to his
Well,
splash till the
RIP my
last
brother
moment. Doesn't get a
Flandre,
chance to use
because
it.
Ben was
BLG
serious. He
2-0
even
up.
I think
flashed.
Flandre realized
for
the
that
moment
kill.
he flashes, that pillar is coming down, and
Yeah.
he's not getting away anyway. So
Yeah.
he just tries to walk it out.
Flandre has
Nice gank once
TP,
again from
so
Beishwan as
he'll be able to
Kyle
TP back
looks for a bit of a
to
play in mid, but some
catch the
beautiful footwork
incoming
comes through
wave
from
once he's
Elkin.
up.
BLG find themselves 2 kills up.
And I mean, this kill is actually so much more
Who do we root
painful
for
because
today?
when
I think
you
I'm rooting for
die as the Yorick
BLG in all
now you don't have the
honesty.
maiden for such a long time. So any pressure that you would have had is completely gone. The kill goes to
Holding
Bin.
the
He
pillar
free-farmed bot lane
is
for so long.
smart.
And
How
they're nearly going to be able to
do
get
you
a plate.
even
So as soon as he
outplay
comes
that?
back, he'll be able to
No,
grab
genuinely.
that. He's going to be
I
very
think
close to his Triforce now at this
There it
point.
is.
There it
Personally,
is.
like,
Already done the
sometimes
Triforce. So
the spells
Flandre already feel like he's
themselves
completely out of the
are the
side lane
threat.
because by the
If
time
you
he actually
don't
completes his
waste
first
it,
item, Bin is going
like
to be
you
so
just
far
get a
ahead.
kill.
Still 2/3
Because
of the
they're
cooldown remaining
waiting
on
to
that maiden
flash
as well. It's gonna
whatever
be
you
so
put
hard
up.
for
If you
Flandre
just
to lane
don't put it up,
in this top lane, Wade
they
pushing
won't
out against him. Makes
flash,
it even
and then
trickier
they
'cause
just
his
auto
jungler
die.
is not on this side of the map
You're
right
only
now.
rooting for
Tarzan trying to gain
BLG so
control
T1 can get a
around
free
this
path to
bot
finals,
side
huh?
river.
Well,
Dragon's
I
still
think it's
2
a
minutes
pretty
away,
free
though, so
path to
expect see
finals
just
regardless.
lanes crashing back and forth
But
for the next couple of
no, like
minutes.
I feel like I haven't really rooted
Tarzan
for
has spent the majority
BLG
of this game
since
just focusing on
play-ins,
farming up. He's been
because
doing a good
all
job
they've
getting
done
close
is
to his
they've
Trinity
played
Force
teams
as
that
well. You can see
I
that they've been
just
investing a lot
like
of
a
vision
little bit
towards this
more.
bot
Like
side
they
of the map with
played
control water
G or
plenty
not
pretty
G2.
much throughout this bot
Oof.
side, pretty much
No
to put
shade to
more
G2,
pressure
of
onto Knight
course.
specifically.
But they
Shanks keeping
played
that bot wave
FlyQuest.
pushed
They
in,
played
moving into
T1.
this fog of war. I like
They've
these
been
little
playing
wards
a lot of the
BLG been
teams that I
able to
just
put down just to
really
keep track
cherish,
in
and
the
I
event that
haven't been
Shanks
able
tries to
to
make any
root
sort
for
of
them. So
multi-play towards the mid lane.
I'm giving
So
them
BLG
today.
are kind of responding well to the control that AL is trying to get here in the
I
early
low-key
games.
miss
We
Kiana played
transition
in pro play.
into
Her
that
ults were
mid-game
always
phase.
fun to
Dragon
watch.
spawning in about a minute
Yeah,
and
we
50.
haven't haven't seen a
And I wouldn't be
Kiki in a
surprised if
minute.
BLG just conceded.
I just
Instead,
think
look
it's
for a
so
cross map.
silly
They don't need to
how
force a fight right now. They're quite happy to scale with the lead that they're
there's
slowly
normally
building up.
just
Yeah, I
like
absolutely agree.
a
I mean, I think
champion
if
pool
you
of like
offer this sort of a game state to BLG, they would be so
50
happy to
champions
accept it. The fact that you do have
that
the Azir, you have this Jax,
the
and they are just kind of
professional
free
players
scaling here
look at
on the other side.
when there are
You know, we haven't been
like
able to see
what
kind of any playmaking
190
come out from
champions in
Kyle
the
on
game.
board. We haven't seen any ultis come
Like
out from
they're not
Shanks on
even
this
touching
Talia,
a
even though he has really been the
third.
one having the push. So
A
BLG
third of the
in a great
champions.
spot
Is that
here,
not
and I do
crazy?
think it's going to be important that AL are able to be successful
Want
in the
to
first
see
team fights when
Mbessa?
they
Oh, we
do
get a
actually
lot
take
of
them.
Mbessa
Wukong
in
is
pro
now on
play. You will
Triforce. He's
definitely
gonna
see
be
an
a
Mbessa
really
this
strong
series, I'm
point in the
pretty
game,
sure.
But they have got to nail their engages when they go for them. Otherwise, I think the game's going to get away from them.
Yeah, I think
say,
it's just
I take triple Triforce over
silly
single
because
Triforce in every single
my thought
fight.
process
Bin,
is
Beishwan, and Elk have already completed
when
that
you
first
pick a
item. Knight
champion
has a
that
Nash's
is
tooth
not
as well,
in the
while Shanks has
normal
gone for the
rotation
Archangels, but
of
that's still 100
champions,
stacks away from giving him the shield. So although BLG
confuse the
could
enemy
decide to
because
see
they
the Drake,
haven't
although they could
practiced
decide to
playing
not fight
against
it,
that
I actually
champion.
think in
But I
terms of raw
promise
power
you,
right now,
every
they're
single
definitely
person
in
in
the
this
driver's
game
seat.
I mean,
has had
Redline's
practice
think alike,
playing
Medica
against
was on the same
Azir
wavelength with that one as Flandre goes for a bit of a
or
trade and immediately
Corki.
regrets it.
Counter-Strike comes in, there's a TP as well. Kyle trying to come up to join this fight.
Everyone
Bin
has
begins to
had
retreat. Shanks is going to
practice
teleport
against it.
forward. Bin has no
But if
flash.
they
Weaver's
locked
wall will
in
lock him on this side of the tower.
Twitch,
Tarzan chasing
they
forward as
haven't
well.
practiced
Bin with
that.
the counter-strike will get knocked up using that Cyclone. Bin
Dang,
still
that is
champing
so
away, but he's
crazy
caught out as
because
Empress finds
Bin
him as
100%
Flandre
was
secures
about
the
to
kill.
kill,
This is really nice. Now they can try to rush
Flandre,
for first tower
but
here
they
up on that
sent
top side.
4
They have the grubs. They're
individuals
crushing
top
through this tower.
lane.
They should be able
That
to
is
win.
crazy.
But BLG also a lot of damage on that bot lane tower. They obviously have the
A lot of damage bot lane,
get it
but it's
either
not going
way,
to be
though. So
enough.
first tower does go to AL. Yes, they should eventually lose the dragon down on that bot side, and the tower will be matched.
Yeah,
but if you can get this second
he was
turret
about
as
to
well,
kill them.
BLG very slow to respond. This one's dead too. AL making a massive play on the top side. That is going to be
they
a
just
huge gold swing.
They just running
See the
through.
gold swing in their favor, about 300 gold
Running
ahead,
through the
but about
top lane.
1,000 across the course.
Do you think
of
the
that
reason
play.
is due
BLG
to
will
the
get their
top
second
tier
dragon, and
champions are
it was actually AL who decided
overwhelmingly
we don't want to
strong
take the fight
compared to the
around
rest
second
of the
Drake. We can
cast?
fight
I do
around
not.
Soul, point around
I do
Soul.
not think that is why.
Harassing Hope down
I
here with the
think
Gatling
that
gun.
they are comfortable on those
From the side, I think
champions
that might be on actually with
and
Knight down towards the bottom
timid
side of mid.
to
There we are.
create a
I
new
think it's really, really
blueprint
smart to actually play towards
while
this
playing for something that's kind of higher stakes. These teams want to win because there's money on the line. I think sometimes we kind of forget that aspect. They're like, yeah, they want to win. Yeah, it's fun gameplay. But like, they're actually paying or playing for their paychecks. Like, there's a lot of money. I'm sure they get bonuses. I'm sure they want their team or owners to be happy with them because they won. So I think they are sticking to textbooks and what works, and that is why. But I am more than 1,000,000% sure that there are other champions, and even Spawn said this. I don't know if y'all remember when I was on the Team Liquid YouTube video, and I made the statement that, or I was making the argument that
and Elk will block the next pop
oh,
blossom
wow.
on just to make sure the chase doesn't materialize.
I was making the argument that
exchange as AL
Fearless
to get some
Draft
exit kills,
will
BLG were on the
expose
retreat, but they're able to secure
who are the
Herald,
real
and they
pro
walk away
players,
safely, as
because there's a lot of fraudulent players in pro play. And we kind of went back and forth on it a little bit, but Spawn ended up saying that like there are synonymous champions in League of Legends who kind of do the same thing.
They have to be
but
really, really careful. If BLG
with that being said,
to one side of the map,
I'm pretty sure you can sub out
I do think this is something that BLG has done
Azir
a lot
for
this
another
tournament,
champion that can
commit towards objectives. They're going to show
objectively do the same thing that Azir does. Azir's not the only champion. He's the only champion that can spawn towers, yes. But like a late game scaling mid laner or control mage, there's others
in the game.
game.
Teams that are very smart on how they play the map, like AL, can get advantages.
And sometimes that comes down to synergy as well. We have to
no, I'm not saying like I want them to play Vladimir jungle. I'm just saying that there are other ADCs
it is going to be a struggle for BLG
other
when
than
you look
like
towards
Jhin or
the things that
Corki or
developed over
Kalista
6 months, a year, 2
that
years,
would
and that sort of
allow
synergy
these
that AL
teams to
can
see
have.
And
success.
Knight was very frank
I
about
think
that. We saw
part
that
of
in the game
winning
interview
League
that
of
we had from
Legends
earlier,
tournaments
talking about
should
he
be
wasn't
a
sure if
part
they
of
had
like
enough synergy built
being
up.
able to
Neutral
create
side
your
now.
own formula
Encore up,
and
the
making
calls will
something
chase
new
him.
happen rather than like
With the morning mist
cooking
and
these
BLG still
same
able to
old
defend. Drake's
boring
still 2 minutes away as well. There is an
entrees
Articon
that we
coming up,
see.
but that's up towards the top side.
AL with really good just map play there. They'd gotten the push on the top lane. They had the push on the bottom.
Nah, I know
so
we didn't give you a sponsoring contract so you can run Sona
They were able to
ADC.
do
Yeah.
a good amount of damage under their opposition, along with chipping away at that tower. And it's not necessarily that they heavy committed. Oh,
Yeah.
Shanks needs to be careful. He's going to get chased down here. The pillar out.
Hello,
the flash
Black
forward
Bomber.
from Knight still has the Emperor's
Is
Divide
this
here.
Shanks?
Shanks looking for the movement
He
speed, but
is
just doesn't
deceased.
have enough.
So BLG just got
Over to
feet
BLG.
due to the
Just as I
fact
was
that they got the
complimenting
first
AL
2
on their map
dragons.
pressure, they stepped too
They
far
did
on the
not
top
get the
side
first
of the map.
turret,
Shanks goes to a
but
space
they
of the map that
did
Knight and
get
Beishwan were
the
ready to
feats of
punish him on.
warfare.
They get 3 kills, and they're able to find themselves another pick.
AL now a little bit more on the back foot, 700 gold in the hole. They are still scaling through this game, of course, and it's the first time we've seen Shanks really make a mistake with his positioning. Obviously, could have gone the longer way round towards
Catch me up, who's looking good. So this is game 1 of this best of 5. Right now, technically BLG is winning, but we're only 20 minutes in. Not even.
Once again, it's AL with the vision down towards that bottom side.
Imagine they didn't do the change where you can't use the same champs. That was boring. I genuinely do not know how we watch pro play with them picking the same champions every game.
I mean, he is just kind of
I
catching the waves
really
as they
don't know
come,
how we did
realizing
it.
that Yorick is here. He's now going to push that one out. But the
I really
timing is
don't
good.
know.
40 seconds until the Dragon. They don't overpush. They realize that AL don't really have much of a play on the map, and so they're just picking up what farm they can and then not overextending. What was entirely blue.
I wonder what games would look like with no bans.
As BLG have amounted a 1.1k gold lead.
They'll be really happy with the spot they're in. I want to get towards these objectives first if they can. A good Pop Blossom from out of vision can really spell disaster for AL, who can sit this one out. They don't have to fight for the 3rd dragon of the game. We often talk about how much pressure it puts on you as a team if you have the enemy team on that sole point.
Yeah, and especially when you are
no
a
bans, blind pick. Could you imagine?
It makes it so much harder, right? When
Could you imagine the clown fiesta we would see?
No matter what the wave state is, no matter what the item completions are, you would be forced to go there. They're looking for Beishwan.
Uh-oh, they're looking for Trundle. Look at that. Look at that wall by Shanks, not allowing Beishwan to exit. Wow, killed with the redemption. Wow, and Flandre also got owned. That's 2 dead on the side of BLG.
The deadly flourish missed, the seismic shove missed.
ONG, after like a few months of Fearless, it blows my mind that this esports has existed for years without it and still managed to not lose its entire audience. No, truly. I feel like if they went back, it would definitely be like a you don't know what you have until it's gone type of deal. But like if they ever did that, because y'all, they weren't going to do Fearless for MSI and Worlds. I need y'all to know that they made that change like I think it was like March or April. They weren't going to do Fearless. It was just going to be in Spring Split. But luckily, I guess it had such a fantastic turnout that they decided to make it for the whole year.
From those petals right now, so AL will be happy with the exchange, but putting the enemy team on soul point is not something you really want. Gold basically even between the 2 of them.
And a mountain soul. It's not just any soul.
Which is a lot of upfront damage, is a lot of burst, you know.
Yeah, I think it's
also kind of
definitely better to see the deeper champion pools.
Mountain Soul makes it a lot harder to actually
if MSI didn't have Fearless, we would be seeing dive comps all the time. I don't think they would pick any other champions besides Kalista Varus. Like that would have been the only ADCs we've seen. It's kind of like how last year it was Lucian, Nami, Zeri, Lulu. Every game. Every game.
Up 70 CS. And
yeah, we got the new. Didn't we get a Fiddlesticks as well?
I mean,
Emperor's Divide coming out. Flandre let's go in with a dark possession. There's the temper fade as well with a teleport in time.
Did it hit?
Knight escapes.
It looked like it hit him.
Close. That was very, very close. Knight able to escape. BLG now have position on the mid lane. This should be a tower secured. They're second at the game.
Yeah, seeing Zarian pro play made me
good
also
collapse comes through
dislike
from
the
AL, but it
champion.
doesn't quite convert into a kill.
And now BLG can path up towards this top side gate.
6 more days until Yanara comes out though, guys. Very excited for that.
To take the third tower of the game, extending his gold lead to about 430.
And the pedals are worth about 1,500 golden stats for AL, so that does mean, as far as combat stats, pretty even here. We can see this one more time. Looking for the engage on a Knight. He immediately goes for the TP out because the cage is used. That's the only way that York can actually interrupt it. It was with the edge of the cage. As soon as that's on cooldown, starts the TP. Bard ult, a split second too late there from Kyle.
And that Bard ultimate
That
about a third of the way from
so
coming back
close.
off cooldown. Don't expect BLG to be really able to punish that in any way with no major objectives up for the next 2 minutes.
How are you?
But let's have a quick look at where we are in terms of items. 2 items on both the AD carries. Elk 3 stacks away from finish his Man and Mune.
I really think that if they do not hotfix Yanara, we will definitely be seeing her in Worlds, which I think will be very fun. But y'all, Yanara is such a simple champion. I think it'll probably be kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie.
Fight as far as the combat stats are concerned between these two teams, and it feels like this is a game that is going to be decided at this next Dragon. If AL are able to deny it, the game goes on. If BLG
she's very traditional.
Feels like they really get a stranglehold.
Very.
On paper, my instincts give BLG.
I don't want to say one-dimensional, but she's so textbook ADC.
The range, the poke, and also just the consistent damage, the backline threat that Bin's going to have onto Hope, the amount of peel that Kale can provide, I think is going to be the biggest difference maker. How is that Bard ultimate used? What does it actually do? Who does it CC up? Can they find a nice Talia combo?
Are you going to watch the League of Legends portion of the EWC? I am not.
Two LPL teams fight. I mean, that's the beauty of it. They give us some of the best team fighting teams in the world.
I mean, I feel like AL basically has to start the fight off by killing Elk or Knight, or they're just not going to win, right? And that is very difficult because I do think the range advantage is also on BLG's side.
Sleep after work,
when you're trying to go forward, you're having to fight through the Trundle,
dinner.
through the Jax, through the Pop Blossom to actually reach these carries that are going to be so powerful. So I do think AL is in a uniquely difficult position, and it's going to mean that Kyle's going to have to get creative, find a really good Bartle, or Tarzan's going to have to come from an unexpected angle. Otherwise, things are going to get very, very tough.
Just to note, like, we've been talking a lot about Bin's farm, but he is close to the Flame Horizon. I'm curious as to whether or not he'll be able to get it in this game.
That is kind of crazy. Look at the farm differential in top lane.
Big completion there for
Is that not an insane amount? What is that, 70 CS up?
Another mask coming through, another Zeal coming through, so the gold lead is at least showing itself.
Well, now it's down to like 60, but he was basically 70 CS up. The only reason why the CS lead is not crazy different is because of the 2 kills that Flandre got in the previous play in topside jungle.
3 Chovies on one team, apparently.
Knight is up 30 CS and a kill in the mid lane.
In the right position on the map, sure they get that farm, denying it from the enemy teams as well.
So what's saving Shanks is those 2 assists. Those had been some very valuable assists.
On the top side. Well, Ben spent a couple minutes on bot side, just getting every bit of farming experience uncontested.
Right now, everyone is gathering in the mid lane because they know how important this dragon is. It's BLG that get the push. Knight takes a bit of damage down.
The difference
he will put
in
the turret up in mid, making it harder
ADC,
for BLG to approach through
there's
the mid
like
lane.
a wave
the dragon
of
started off. Tarzan has found an angle to the bot side.
But there's also that
BLG are
kill.
losing waves to that bot lane tower, but they won't really mind about that right now. Tarzan looking for the flank position. BLG don't have great vision around here. Only on the top side of the river, really, they have eyes, whereas Kyle stepping forward, putting a control ward in. Shanks still looking for the flank.
I feel like that's a lot of champions.
Of the blue buff on with
like, we're lucky that
and Kyle has to pop the heal. Temper Fate's gonna land onto a couple, but the Drake's still very healthy. Seismic shove only onto one, but it's on,
and there's that pick that they needed. Because now BLG is not gonna want to fight down an entire member, especially one that is a part of their engage. She didn't even get to ult.
A very tense fight.
Alright, so AL takes the dragon. Now that's an important dragon. They had to get that dragon, or else that means BLG gets the mountain soul. So very big.
He connects it, and they find the pick.
I mean, this is
true.
really
I am rooting for BLG today. I appreciate that they wanted to add more traditional ADCs. Absolutely. Not every ADC has to be doing 19 different dashes and bouncing off the wall wall and have spells that are the length of Genesis, honestly. So I'm really glad that they have a little something different. And she's fun.
And catching
Like,
out on
she's
as well,
very
who
much
has the
fun.
Pop Blossom, who has the Hextech Rocket
The far
Belt, who
right?
has the
Yeah.
Flash. That's when you can really funnel
Red side
forward
is the
and
team
try and
I'm
take the fight, because it is
rooting
Kyle
for.
who will be jumping. Sorry, it's On who will be jumping on towards that backline.
Imperishable.
Still though for BLG,
But like,
they're on Soul
if we
Point.
think about
It's
it,
a mountain up in 4 minutes time.
Cassante and
They still have a
Mbessa,
gold lead of about
those
1,000,
are
but as we
two
said, the
top
petals kind of
laners.
even that out for AL.
And Aurora.
Third
Aurora
items
was
on their
supposed to
way
be
here
a
for
jungle
anyone's
top
legend,
laner,
as
but
although
she
the
doesn't
game
really
hasn't
get
had
played
too many
there.
kills, it's been incredibly
But the
back and
top
forth
laners
between these two teams
stay
in the LPL.
on release.
But
the other lanes, they don't. It's so crazy.
Ooh, ultimate used by Kyle forces the
It's
rocket
like
belt out
Cassante,
But yeah, right now
Mbessa,
it's mainly just, again,
Aurora.
the contest
Those are the
pole position,
past 3
with so
top
many of the
laners that
towers
got
gone.
released, and
AL
we
would
still
love to
see them
secure this
to
mid
this
tower, but
day
it's a very difficult siege
regularly
against the Zir and the
in pro
Corki.
play.
So instead they're going to set
Let's
up
talk
this
about the
vision around
last 3
Baron as they look
junglers.
for a
What are the
reset.
last 3
Yeah, it has been really
junglers?
interesting because clearly
Briar.
not that confident to actually push in for
Let me
that
look up.
1v1 against Bin. Bin has been able to scale through the early levels, has this big farm advantage that has kept him in the gold lead despite some of the kills in the towers going the way of the Yorick. So it hasn't really been much about the side lanes. It is kind of one of these weird situations where if you can't get prio side lanes as the Yorick, you just have to group, you have to fight, you have to find ways to be able to be effective in a difficult situation.
One of the things I think AL did quite well in the previous fight was making sure Bin can't find a flank.
So,
and historically, whenever I think of
the
Bin
last
or Jax, his flanks have always
jungler
been
that
one of
was
the most terrifying
released
elements
was
of him on this
Briar,
champion. The way he finds
Nefiri,
creative ways to gain
and
access onto the
Bel'Veth.
back
We
line,
don't see
creating
Bel'Veth.
chaos in the midst of the fight
I'll
and
say
just
that.
ruining
We
that
don't see
coordination
Bel'Veth.
is something that I think
We don't
AL
see
is
Briar.
respecting,
But we
doing
do
their best
see a
to
little
play
bit of
around, but they're going to have to
Nefiri.
keep doing that because as we talked about earlier, BLG
I thought
in the
Aurora
straight
was
up
going
front
to
to
be
back, we
more
still do
bruiser
give
because
them
they
the
said
edge
she was
with
a
their
top laner.
composition.
Yeah.
And you can
They
see
said she was supposed to be
Onto
top
Kyle.
jungle.
Doesn't have the flash, doesn't have the heal, and he is done for. Elk gets the kill.
But we
Curve
don't
is
see her
open
in jungle
as Hope
at all.
tries to avenge his fallen support. Will land the
Ooh.
shots on, but he's tanky
When
enough to survive
okay,
through
so
them, has
guys,
that warding
I was
spell
at
complete.
the
TP off of Flandre
Anima
and
Squad
Knight there. So Bin is gonna have
Riot
TP
games.
advantage.
Like,
yes, Shanks could potentially match him, but
they
Baseline
had like
getting
a
aggressive
summit
here.
at Riot headquarters
Still joining the
to unveil the
avoids the seismic
releasing
shove.
of Aurora
still have a bit
as
of
well
vision
as
around
the
this
Anima
pit, but that's
Squad
now cleared out by Baseline. Knight's gonna
event
start up the
back when
Baron.
we had Swarm
Anyone's
last year.
legend.
Y'all,
Not vision yet, but Tarzan and
Aurora
Hope
was
are on their
sold
way.
to us as a
Their prying
jungler.
eyes will spy the fact
They said
that
she was going to
BLG
be
have
jungle.
started the Baron. Flandre jumped on by Knight though. The Emperor's Dubai will knock him back.
And
The
then
P1 on
she
the top
was
side of the fight. The cycling comes
supposedly
out.
top.
H1 has to flash out of the back of the pit.
And now
Self
she's a
tries to
mid
put some
laner.
more damage down.
Like, I don't know.
Flandre dead. BLG find another. Kyle's back alive.
Yeah, Base One barely gets out, had almost no HP. You could hardly
So yeah,
see the
as we were
health bar there, but
saying,
he
the
does
last
survive.
3
They kill
top
off Flandre,
laners we
and
still
Kyle
see.
is back, so they
The
are
last
able to
3 mid
stave off
laners,
the
let's
Baron
see.
attempt here
We
from
do not
BLG,
see
but they
Mel.
do still
Mel
come
is
up
the most
with
recent
that additional
champion.
kill. It
We
does
see
cost
Aurora.
Knight his flash, but they got the flash
see
off of both
Way
Flandre and Tarzan.
every
so
now and then.
kind of Summoners just being
We never
traded
see
back and forth.
Melio.
It was a
And I
tense
really
night on
want to
two
know why.
fronts
We
where
never
Knight
see her.
fights on two
We do
fronts.
see Renata,
As well, Benny.
who's another
As
support.
AL find a really nice engage onto BLG while they're not collectively
And we do see Rel.
attacking the
Okay,
Baron.
so the
fact that
last
they could kind of
3
split BLG up
supports,
looked very favorable for AL, even though they
2
were at a
out of 3 we see.
disadvantage. But then once BLG was able to disengage from the Baron fight and then provide protection for
the
Knight,
last
you could
3
see how quickly the
ADCs,
fight turned
Smolder,
in their favor.
we see him every now and then, but we don't see him in ADC.
Available on BLG anymore. Only
Zeri,
Elk has
we
his up.
saw
I think
last
Bins is gonna
year,
be on
and then
cooldown
Mila,
before
we
have
never
a fight
see.
around the dragon. But if they can land a good tempered fate, the follow-up is absolutely
I think that
absurd from
Melio
this
would
team.
be
They have
good
so
in
much
this
long range
meta as
lockdown.
well,
They have
but
the
they
curtain
just
call, they have the
won't
Weavers wall as
adventure
well to
out
split
and
out
play
the fight.
something new.
BLG need to be cautious about how they navigate this next
Okay, but
fight.
to be
They
fair,
absolutely do,
Release
but it's
Smolder
not
was
the
permapick.
easiest
He
champion to
was.
actually land that
He was
on.
busted
Even the
on
Trundle,
release.
You can drop the frozen
I think that's
domain.
undeniable.
For the additional move speed, you have the dead man's plate. You
I
have
think it
obviously
was,
the ability to dash
yeah.
on the
I think
Corki
that's
and on the
undeniable.
Azir and
I
on
gotta
the
give you that.
Jax, and even the Rocket Belt
I
here
gotta
from
give you that.
Hans. So there's a lot of tools they have to dodge it out. Pressure big on Kyle.
On that, dodging
Last
away
3
from the tempered fate there. AL once again.
Yeah, we don't see
Marking
Vex.
down towards the bottom side, trying to get some purchase in this river. Bin looking for the flank. He'll jump into the pit. On separated, but gets on the right side of the Weaver's wall as BLG start up the dragon.
You know, If I'm honest with y'all, I'm so surprised we don't see Auction in pro play.
Trying to gain some
I'm so surprised we don't see him in pro play when he has a literal revive. Why are they not playing him? Oh, 3-man knock up. No one to back him up. Yeah, Hope is kind of just putting out crazy damage right now.
Shanks will fall. Beishwan almost follows. The curtains open. Hope wants an encore. He lands one onto Bin. Beishwan will dive towards the top side. Bin dashes away. Knight trying to open up, but he just doesn't have the damage. Rooted with a deadly flourish and taken out by anyone's legend.
Y'all, so they trade 1 for 3, 1 for 4.
This might critically denying the Mountain Soul in what was such a
and they got the dragon.
Here.
Look at how things started out.
Shank's kind of out of position there.
While Kael is doing his best to keep on from getting the engage off Tarzan with a beautiful smite steal. We're back to life.
In. He's looking for more of a fight, but the ghouls will keep him at bay alongside the Dark Possession. Bin won't find anything more.
This is the second time they've denied Soul. If they get one more, both teams are on Soul point.
Was how AL just again controlled the
Hope
flanks. We talked
makes a
earlier
Bin
about how they were
player
cautious
cry.
of Bin finding that flank. This time around, it was making sure that On couldn't get it. But even when he did,
Assassins
the
are too
BLG,
squishy.
they just couldn't quite close that gap. The amount of zone control that AL was able to provide meant that their fight was ultimately. They didn't have the coordination needed to pull the fight off.
I also really like how AL
The problem with Melio is even though he's anti-engaged, his entire power budget is in the AoE cleanse. He doesn't really have any play-making potential, at least not like an engaged like Nico or something. That is fair, but isn't there something kind of in the mix about being able to empower your ADC so that they can make a play? Because like Melio can make an ADC unkillable, and I also think the same about Lulu. Isn't there something like kind of special in the fact that like you literally make your ADC unable to die?
AL have control over the river right now. On
Is there no value in that?
Garner some back here for BLG. On the back foot as AL start up the Baron.
Why revive when you just don't die?
AL calling their bluff. There's the
Yeah, I guess people don't die as often.
Still at 10,000. On goes in, and On finds them all. The Emperor will find his mark as well. The Guardian Angel and Tarzan brings it back for
5-man knockup. 5-man knockup. 5-man knockup. And they still lose the fight?
On trying to trade with Tarzan down towards the bottom side. Beishwan chasing out Hope towards the top.
5-man knockup and you lose the fight?
Beishwan will try and get back in the pit. He doesn't have smite right now. But with the Maiden, AL might be able to keep him at bay.
A perfect wombo combo, still
a 5-man knockup and you lose the fight.
Two members will stay alive.
Do y'all think Beishwan steals these? Does Beishwan steal these?
Beishwan almost has flashback.
We'll have the flash. The smite still on cooldown. Tarzan sticking on the Baron right now as Beishwan tries to find a way.
Tarzan needs the Maiden to tank.
On the Baron. Now does. Loses it again. He's dodging back and forth. 3,000 on the Baron. Beishwan kept at bay by Flandre, but has the flash. He jumps in. Looking for the chop, but it's Tarzan.
Dude, I honestly just wanted him to steal for the chaos. I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of wish he would have stolen it just off of the pure fact of it would have caused chaos.
Couldn't really get there. Knight had to commit
I'm not gonna lie.
just to get in range for this follow-up. So let's watch this one more time. Look at where Elk is. Look at where the rest of the team is. Look at those
Look at
three.
This dude.
Yes, the engage looks
5-man knockup.
The team? They're behind the wall. They can't get there and get the damage
no
done during
one follows
the CC.
up, bro.
So though it looks beautiful, the follow-up isn't there from
That's
Ben.
low
Beishwan
key.
Can't get there. Elk can't get there, and AL wins anyway.
The 5-man sleep.
Fate finds its mark. Elk the target though for AL as they chase him down.
Nah, I need a screen cap of that. I gotta make a tweet.
And that's 2 more to anyone's legend.
Pick after pick, AL with the Baron are sieging through
it's
these
like the
towers.
speak of 5-man sleep.
Collecting the standing gold. A root connects on the Knight.
Flashes away from the seismic shot. The ghouls will chase him from that morning mist. And now BLG are wondering
it's
how
so
do we
sad,
defend
dude.
35 seconds before Elk is back on the rift. On has 20 seeing grayscale as well. AL with this Baron push could just end the game.
Yeah, I mean, look at the Grubs, look at the York. They're crushing through these towers so fast.
Knight is here. Emperor's Divide available. The Dark Possessions try and keep him away. Bin trying to trade back in, but he just can't find a way into that backline. The counter-strike used only defensively as the first Nexus tower falls. On his way, he's a minion. He'll get the route down. Tarzan dives in with the Cyclone. Bin trying to get on the backline as well with the counter-strike.
I don't think it's possible.
Gone. Flandre sends him to the Shadow Isles. Knight jumps onto the backline. Shank's still surviving.
I just don't think it's possible.
And Knight is down. Elk is up, but he's the only one for his team right now as he tries to defend his Nexus, and AL won't give him a moment to breathe.
Yeah.
See the last rites for BLG. Flandre puts a shovel in his head and claims game 1.
A deathless game
Jeez,
for
dude.
Tarzan with some immaculate steals denying the
I
soul
need that.
from BLG.
I need that 5-man. I'm sure they'll replay it. I'm sure they'll replay it. I'll have to screenshot it.
AL cement a solid victory to start off this series.
And it seems like maybe more of the same from the LPL playoffs
I'm
as
sure
AL
they
are able
will.
to claim the win. We're going to head over to the analyst desk to break down that game 1.
That was absolutely amazing from AL. I don't know what you guys think about this game because it felt close, but really not at the same time.
This feels like 2 LPL teams in an international event. We kind of set it up how LPL teams, when they face each other at internationals, things can go a little haywire. I'm not going to say I agreed with all of the decisions that Anyone's Legend made in this game.
Thank
However,
you. Next.
that Baron fight was insane.
Yeah.
That Baron fight was
agree with the
quite
decisions
insane.
that BLG made either chronically.
No, there's a lot of layers to this. For
Okay, here
me,
we
the
go.
fact that this fight,
Oh,
a literal 5-man ulti followed by this swoop doesn't work due to the healing, due to the lack of follow-up, the wall stalling
Oh
for just
my
a critical
gosh,
second
dude.
is mind-boggling to me. I think we also need to be realistic. This was one good smite from Beach1 away from Soul going over to BLG.
Yeah.
This fight might have looked completely
So
different.
sad,
but it's
dude.
the team fighting from AL that I think here we see they're just on another level.
and in particular, Yorick is not always the champion that you want coming in
Oh yeah.
to your team fight. Typically, you
I
want to
gotta-
park him in a side lane. We
I wanna
actually
get the
saw
post
Bing
out.
catching a lot of those early side lane waves. Flandra is the only Yorick that I would trust
I've got.
in a team
Ooh,
fight, and
that's
this
the wrong one.
still
I posted the same picture
comes
twice.
down to the wire.
And we saw that during the CFO game as well. You
I've
don't
got-
want to send this guy in the sideline. You want to keep him
I've
in
got
the team
the-
fight, tossing goals
the-
at
the-
people. And when I look at whatever
The Nico ult,
BLG did in the early game,
and then
because
I
for
got
me,
the
they
5-man
had
sleep by
the map
Spica.
control, they were stacking
Both
drakes, they were
teams,
making all
no
the
one
right
did
decisions. It was
anything. They
never
just
enough.
watched.
Yeah, the big thing to
They
me
just
that we
watched.
did see from BLG that was positive, again, a return to this
Or
prio
Spica.
around Drake. We talked about it up until the T1 series. That's something they'd heavily prioritize. And then Beach1 looks so much more in tune with his
Wind
lanes
up,
early.
monkey
And that
ward
was
in the
big
mythic
sticking
shop.
point coming in, and I think the
Excuse
only
me while
reason
I
why
open
those
up my League of
early
Legends.
fights went the way that they did. We did see Beach1 actually get a lot of successful ganks off.
Do we already
But
know
then
what
the
Chapstick
troubles that
Carrier
have
was
plagued BLG,
using?
that
We do
lack of
not,
cohesion in
unfortunately.
fight,
I wish we
very
did.
clearly did see it
But we do
as we got
not.
to the actual 5v5s.
Step by step, get the jungler on the same page with the rest of the team. Now get the team synced up together, because we saw during these fights that AL was able to make the best, especially because of the compositions they had. I'm thinking about Kael here.
AL kind of made it look easy though, I'm not gonna lie. But BLG had a lot of opportunities to make something out of the game, and they just weren't able to.
Every second counts, and he demonstrates what it looks like when you take Bard to the limit.
They just weren't able
basically
to.
the Talia wall comes through. Bin tries to jump on him. He actually ends up flashing out, healing, then gets the Bard ult
Not
off
we're
to get onto
gatekeeping.
on, and that does give so much more space for AL to set up. This actually was so crucial too, because BLG had that early Drake stacking.
That Jhin Bard 1-2 when it comes to absorbing blows, and then your enemies will never be able to get away.
Look
right?
at this.
The Jhin ultimate means
It was
that you're
pretty back
always
and
going to
forth,
be
and then boom.
at a really big deficit when you try
Bust
to
the game
disengage.
right
and if Cal plays
open.
that a little bit worse, he ends up dying. They lose that fight. That's Soul. So
I'm trying
that
to go to the
play,
mythic shop.
absolutely pivotal.
And I do want to point out the Yorick damage here. because again, this Yorick coming in to team fights, Flandra, we've talked about him playing this pick. I actually do want to point out the gold between him and Bin in this game, because early on, it did look like Bin was soaking up a lot of that side
How
lane
do I
pressure
get to
that you
the
kind of
mythic
want
shop?
the Yorick to have. However, Flandre Yorick comes out
How
ahead
do I
again.
get there?
And Flandre, you're like, we're not gonna
There's
see that
too many
champion
buttons.
again.
I don't know what to
Thanks
do
for
no
BLG
more.
for the rest of this series, but for
Where do
now,
I go?
anyone's
Loot
legend
tab?
opens up the score. They take
Is
game
this
1.
loot?
Let's see if BLG can fight back right after this.
Loot tab. Mythic shop. Thank you. There's just too many buttons, bro. Okay. Yo, this is kind of fire. This is kind of fire. Ah, I kind of want that though. I kind of want that. Yo, this is kind of fire too. Prestige KDA. I don't have that skin on any of my accounts. They got some fire skins out.
Hunter in the dark.
What else they got?
Master of night shots.
Everything's so small. I guess I could
Opal
literally
Fun
make it
XX series.
bigger.
Powerful camera. Powerful AI.
There we go. Add it a little bit small. Yes, I will take that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. Shall we lodal and tilt ourselves? Shall we real quick like let's guess Jinx. Okay, bottom, chemically altered or human, mana range, and from Zon. This should be easy. Twitch. Easy. Easy work. Welcome to Sad Town. Population me. Everyone else get out. If this isn't Vex, I don't know what is, dude. That sounded so depressing.
Welcome to Sad Town. Population me. Everyone else get out.
Oh my gosh. That's gotta be Vi. Dang, today kind of easy. That's her W. Today kind of easy. Nunu? There's no other snowmen in the game, right? Dude, today is super easy, bro. We're running through this. That's Yone. Spirit Blossom. Dude, this was the easiest Lodal day ever. The easiest Lodal day ever. Oh my gosh. All right, well, we gave it our all. I know those pecs anywhere. Korean word of the day and Spanish word of the day. Blanco. Blanco. No me gusta vestir ropa blanca. I don't like to wear white clothes.
Blanco.
Blanco. So I guess it can be feminine or masculine depending on the noun that it is describing. No me gusta vestir ropa blanca.
No me gusta vestir ropa blanca.
Dang. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie, this word of the day thing kind of got me like doing better. I'm not gonna lie. I do not like to wear white clothes. No me gusta vestir ropa blanca. Okay, and then Korean word of the day, nara. Nara.
Nara.
And the sentence of the day is 여기는 아름다운 나라입니다, which means this literally means here, beautiful country is. 여기는 아름다운 나라입니다.
여기는 아름다운 나라입니다.
Wow. This was easy, bro. This is easy. Today, we just speed running for real. All of today has been easy. The Lodal, Korean word of the day, Spanish word of the day. Wow. I don't know what to do. You want a Wordle? Okay, we gotta get to level 20 off rip, bro. We gotta get to level 20 off rip. I wish there was a way that we could play y'all know that game called, I think it was called like Glingo or something. I wish we could play that against each other. One pie sold what? Dang it. Oh! I've got the full word. Wait! How'd Joe get it? Bruh. Uh... Hey. Okay. Okay. I'm kind of killing it. Okay. 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 I'm kind of killing it. Okay. All right, we got 4 more words. We got 4 more words. Already got tongue. I don't know anymore. Nice. Is goth not a word for real? Wow. Goth isn't considered a word, y'all. Ooh, it should have been thought. Thought should have been the last word. Are we in champ select yet? We are not. Y'all down to go one more round real quick? Dang, y'all need to catch up, bro. Y'all need to catch up. If you not in first, you in last type B. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard being at the top. It's hard being at the top. You feel me? All right, lock in, lock in, lock in. Dang, what is a cowbird, bro? What the heck is a brio? What the heck is a brio, brother? Uh-oh. Only one more word. Joe Coke really trying to come for my first place, bro. Joe Coke really trying to come for my first place, bro. Real life, man. Real life coming for first place, bro. Real freaking life, man. Dang. I don't know what that last one is. Oh, nah, you cheating, bro. You cheating, bro. Nah, you cheating. I refuse to believe you over there cheating. The last one I looked up. I'm dead. Ain't no way in A. What in the heck? Oh, you got glue already. I swear that's the only word present, bro. Wait. Okay. Ooh, juggle's a good one. X is false. That was jug, not a word. That's a whole dance, bruh. Two more. Nice. Nice. Good job, guys. Good job. All right, we in champ select.
On his Ezreal though, 80% win rate on it this split. Super comfortable on this champion.
No, literally same, Charm. I'm not gonna lie.
See the moment
literally
to
same.
fight. See the moment to go in on the Ezreal. Arcane shifting
Yo, that
forward,
boy Tabby getting them right, my boy.
Absolutely. I mean, he is stellar on the
I
pick,
might
and while
start
they're not
standing
electing to go
anyone's
for
legends
EMF,
just because
they
of
do obviously have
the
that route set up
the
for
coach.
potential equalizers. You know, is about that wombo combo. Get the CC down on these carries, lock them up, and burst them down. And clearly, AL worried about that potential here. Yone, Rumble, one of the classic solo lane combos here. Knight definitely a strong Yone player as well, and that will be removed.
Aurora is the other pick you need to be cautious of as well. Where you think about Knight and
let's
like,
ban it
we've
then.
seen a lot from
Nobody want to see no Aurora.
This Aurora could be super
I
effective.
can't say her name correctly anymore. I can only say Aurora.
From Flandre as a response
I
to the
know
Rumble,
no R's in her name.
Matchup as favorable for Bin as possible.
I do always have a little bit of a concern.
Samira has not been played in pro play in a while. The only person that I've seen played Samira is Yun, and Yun is not at this tournament.
Physical damage jungle pairings available, but will it be interesting to see if they do want to go for that Rumble Aurora?
I wish we saw Samira, because she wants to fight. Samira looks to fight always. Awowa.
The Skarner banned out by AL as their final ban.
Also, if you guys are Wild Rift players, I did a reaction to the new Wild Rift skins, the Summer Party skins. All you have to do is type exclamation point Summer in chat.
Especially into champions like Ezreal.
Bill,
you do have good
I'm sorry.
Lockdown. And I guess that in terms
It's
of
the
your
way that
skirmishing
the
and
cookie
engage
crumbles.
power, it could be a pretty effective pick. We'll see how things pan out for Tarzan.
I wonder if it's a bit of a denial here from Beishwan, thinking that, you know, with the equalizer, with the Rumble, that maybe they are a little bit worried about that potential concern. As you said, Aurora, good pairing with Rumble.
Wait,
but I do
have they announced it already, King?
They're going to be looking for here as a physical damage option for Tarzan.
Sin, Nocturne maybe?
Yeah.
Nocturne maybe has a little bit too much dive into the Brawn.
I mean, it feels like they just want to full send it with this comp, right? So I do have the concerns, though, that, you know, if Arise gets to a good point in the game, like, you are very short range or very upfront damage. If you're not one-shotting this Rise, he is going to clean up the team fight. And you're trying to do this full dive, like kind of like one-punch style comp where you're going in Nocturnal. You know, you turn off the lights. All of a sudden, you have the flanking Aurora not getting spotted because the lights are turned off. You have the Equalizer go down. If you do not win the fight with that initial play, it feels so devastating. And Sion is up and available when you're talking about all these tanks getting, you know, banned out. That one was conspicuously absent from the ban list. And Sion, I feel like, has been so effective here at MSI at creating space. And now you're trying to go through the Jarvan, the Scion, this Braum as well. I feel like AL are very well set up to absorb the engage that BLG are drafting for. So I am pretty concerned about what they've cooked up.
I seem to remember a similar comp from T1
Chalky
yesterday, where
Nocky
they
getting
had,
picked. Oh, is that his name
Lucian,
now?
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we thought it was low damage.
Exactly.
Chalky
You and I were
Nocky?
watching at home, and I thought to
I like
myself,
calling
this,
him
this
Knock Knock.
composition has too little damage.
like,
It's
Knock
very
Knock.
short range as well.
Who's
And I
there?
look at this comp and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of short
You know what I'm
range.
saying?
But what we found was super interesting was that if you kind of treat it as a pick comp, it's
The
actually
next
very
Crystal Rose
quick and
skins
effective
are
at just catching a
Ari,
target out,
Caitlyn,
executing them,
Kate
creating a numbers
Prestige
advantage.
Select.
And
I
things
don't
like
know the
Braum do a good
difference.
job of
Zaya,
mitigating some of that
Rakan,
engaged
and
tool.
Set. Those all kind of
I
fit in
wonder if
there.
it's going to pan out the same way,
Wow.
though. Just like with Ezreal and Aurora, with the amount
But,
of
like,
ability
makes
and disengaged
sense,
tool they
right?
have, the way to get out of those sticky situations. I wonder if Tarzan's going to be able to find those engages.
Non-subscribers will see you in 30 seconds time. It is a big question here, Vetti. Azalea, how are you feeling about AO's comp?
I wonder if they like whitelisted my account on watching Riot Games esports. Wow, look at that drawing, dude.
Is a potential 1v9 pick in a game like this.
Because they always say like,
very, very well. He's on the rise. Rise
you're
just
not
gets so
subscribed, we'll see you in 30 seconds. I'm not subscribed.
CC that they're going to be relying on early Merc treads, Archangels,
Am I?
Roa, Zonias. Are you going to be able to actually deal with the rise through all of these defensive
Go
tools, through
BLG.
the locket that is going to be there from Kyle on the Braum?
Yeah, I'm not
all
subscribed.
Of this defensive ability.
But I never get the ads.
Especially, I know it's not
really
that popular,
weird.
especially among the LPL Scions, but things like Titanic
Not you
to
outing
me
yourself.
are so good in a game
I
like
think
this.
it's
It actually
weird.
adds a lot more
They always
damage
say
for
like,
you.
we'll see you in 30
Before we get
seconds.
further into the game,
No, I'm gonna see you right now, brother. I'm not going.
With the Chinese streamer, RP.
Definitely so. Hello, Api. How are you finding the tournament here? You are, of course, a co-streamer from China.
Yeah. Feeling really great, and I think there's a lot of audience here, and everyone's very hyped and exciting for the games. Oh,
Maybe you have to cast it?
Oh yeah. Well,
We're safe. We're safe.
okay, we're safe. Nothing happened level 1. Okay.
Can I get your opinion on this matchup? Of course, BLG has not been as good as we remember them internationally, I would say. So what do you think of their drafting game 2?
I want to talk about the game 1 draft first. I think they kind of playing different compared to before. Like they pick Azir, which Knight doesn't really play the champion a lot, right? And they picked Corki, which is definitely a hope champion pool champion. And yeah, and even they lost, I think they still trying different things to win the game. Yeah.
We'll see how they do here. I was just wondering, have you met any other co-streamers here that you like?
Yeah, I see I Will Dominate, and I actually was a big fan of him when, like, 10 years ago, because I don't know if you remember, like 10 years ago or like 8 years ago, he done a trip to Australia, because I was a pro player in OCE server, and he went OCE server, he played the server, tried to climb to Challenger, something like that, and yeah, I watched his YouTube.
Amazing. Thank you so much. We found the only I Will Dominate fan in the building. That's amazing. Thank you, Api.
Yeah, great to hear from RP. He used
I'm
to play for Peace, I believe,
dead.
in OCE.
That is
and
hilarious.
GG most recently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be an
only
exciting
I Will
game
Dominate
2 here.
fan
AL
in the building.
looking to move us to match point. BLG obviously trying to avoid that fate here. These teams just so familiar with each other, which I always find very, very interesting. You know, we heard Api talking about the fact that, you know, Knight is not really known
What's
as
going
a
on,
big Azir
CJO?
guy.
How are you
but
doing?
sometimes you have to kind of reach into the bag of tricks, you know, try to subvert expectations when you are playing against a team that has had your number and that knows you so damn well. It's really hard, I think, you know, when you're fighting against a main scrim partner like that, just go to exactly what they are expecting.
Yeah, it definitely can be. It's also what makes you good and what made you get to the finals is what made you get to the finals as well. So sometimes you can overcook. You can overwork the dough a little bit and it can cause some problems. So I'll be talking about it in game 1 with the Azir pick for BLG.
I stepped away and BLG lost. They did. They just weren't able to find the fight for them.
Going down onto
They just weren't able to make game 1 work. So they're seeing if they can make game 2
switching around through the mid game.
I would love to say they're playing a little bit more aggressive,
coming
but
into this matchup, you know, because of that interview that we saw.
Not really.
Looks like it's gonna be a fight.
Goes in with the flash shadowing strike. There's the barrier out from Hope, and the Unbreakable will keep him
I
alive
think
for
they've
now.
got good
H1
team
Concussive
fight for
blows
later
him
though.
up. Doubles now on Hope. On needs to get away, but the concussive blows will get another stun, and On has no hope.
Dude, it kind of looks like AL is just making them look silly, though, no?
Passive providing so
Would you become a pro player if you could? I would not. I think
ready
that
to challenge BLG right from the get-go,
playing professionally requires you to take the game a little bit too seriously, and then it's not a game anymore. And that sucks the fun out of
Even
it.
with Shank's late flash, they're not actually avoiding any
Also,
of the damage, still
the
able
brain
to
power
survive.
you
Knight
have to
really
use to
wanted
go
that
to
one
a
as the team
game
was
5
falling behind early.
series
And if you're
with
going
a
to go for a kill
top
like this,
team,
you have got to kill
babe,
Hope instantly, but they couldn't quite get it. Look at this. Kyle immediately
I'm
jumps
not
in,
cut
blocks
out.
all of the damage from
I'll
Health,
be a,
and then as soon
I'll
as
be
the
a
fight
pro
does not
player
immediately go the way of
cheerleader.
BLG, you are
I can be a
cooked.
pro player
Braum in these
cheerleader.
early
I'll show up,
skirmishes
put together some
you.
cheers and some
And it was
pom-poms.
ultimately just a fight for the crab. Both junglers were like, I think
I'll
my
do
bot lane
that.
is strong enough to be able to contest you. And it ends up being BLG that pull the trigger, but it does not quite go the way that they want to. Now the swap towards the top side of the map.
I mean, look at the buy from the bot lane.
Oh, it's so good for anyone.
I can be a pro player sub as long as they promise to never put me in the game.
Once again, it's Tarzan coming on out on top in that battle of the jungle once again. He's having a really good series so far, and I think after it taking him 7 attempts
Just so I can have my name on the roster, the way that Reckless did for T1.
Really unleashed.
I mean, it's really exciting as a Tarzan fan, as someone who really felt like this guy was the best player in the world to never win a regional title, right? You know, he had not been able to accomplish that. 0 for 6 in regional finals, finally is able to do it. And not only did he do it, he did it with one of the largest exclamation points I've ever seen. His Zed game to close out the finals, I think had the most impressive mechanical team fight I've ever seen, period, in League of Legends. I thought that was mind-blowing. And I really do feel like sometimes when these players, you know, get that first title, get that first trophy, you can then kind of have the floodgates open and really take over.
Everyone using this Braum skin, is it that good? It's a cute one.
In 23, 24,
I think the best Braum skin though is the Sweet Treats Braum.
Tarzan that first
Because
title.
there's like
Now
a
he's
cookies
claimed
and
it. We'll see
cream
how
promo.
much his career can accelerate from here, because he's already had an
Yeah,
incredibly illustrious
Bill,
one.
yeah.
Only really international success is what could improve it. On and Elk forced away. The pickaxe longsword already for Hope makes it such a difficult trade, as Elk has only got a dagger and that tier.
And it does feel like this year, there's a lot of pressure on these LPL teams. They're coming off of a very disappointing first stand from TES, where HLE was not really challenged whatsoever. The LCK dominated first stand, crushed all comers. Shanks could be in some trouble.
I walk away for a second and Lucian is already ahead.
Should be able to sidestep everything. Beige the Realm Warp coming out. He's used the Shroud of Darkness already, so he no longer has a spell shield. And Shanks is going to open up, and Knight goes between worlds. There's the fear, and Shanks is down. Now can Beige escape? The answers no, as Tarzan answers with a kill of his own.
So 1 for 1, and they get the TP from KL.
I mean, I admire the aggression from Shanks, but Beishuan, he played it smart. He committed the fear onto Shanks, knowing that Shanks just had the lower HP pool. Knight, with good target selection with his jungler, looked to lock him down as quickly as possible. Knight also picking up that kill is really valuable in the matchup, especially
not well, but I do enjoy playing him.
Earlier on. But AL doing
I didn't start playing him till I started seeing him in pro plays so often, and
the first grub spawn.
Absolutely.
It made me really want to try him because Jackie Loves Lucian was so good. It was so good. So I ended up like learning his combo, and I can replicate it, but like in an actual game, I don't really know when to implement it.
Run away with it. That they were going to dominate. AL proved that was
We
not the
should
case.
we should get in practice tool after this game and practice the Lucian combo. It was really fun. It was really fun.
I mean, I think BLG
and I think it's very obvious that High Noon Lucian is the best Lucian skin after playing through a couple of them.
At MSI last year. There's a lot of expectation on these rosters. For AL, first time on the international stage, but with a roster that has managed to pick up the wins in the LPL playoffs. For BLG, almost a redemption arc if they can manage to get through to those finals and take home the trophy. TP coming in from AL as they defend the grubs, the culling as well from Hope forces on away.
It's a pretty good skin line, though.
3 grubs of the game going over to anyone's legend.
Nah, BK. High Noon is like undoubtedly the best one. I really wanted to like Winter Blessed, but
MSI. This guy reminded us on stage.
It's all about the High Noon,
MSI
dude.
finals. You know, he is not to be overlooked here. 2022 wins MSI, 2023 second, 2024 second. He is getting there, and he said it. Don't forget, he has been there back to back to back, and he's looking to try to get his team to a 4th straight MSI, which is an insane achievement.
It's very uncommon for Bin not to be in finals.
Yep.
He just finds a way, and I mean, the man has been so talented for so long. I remember casting him back on Suning all those years ago, 2020.
Made finals in his first year.
Yes, he did. The Fiora pentakill in the finals. He had a good start to the Jax game. He ultimately couldn't close things out in game 1. Now on his Rumble that we've been seeing a lot so far this year, he's built up a bit of a lead in terms of the 1v1 matchup. He's now on the bot side of the map, assisting BLG secure the first dragon of the game. I think
the
that
spider
AL
you
is a
just
little
lost
too
is in your
slow to
bed. Nah, I
respond
just
to
wanted
this
to get
objective,
some lotion.
even though they'll be in the
I wanted
area,
to put some
it'll
lotion
be a
on my
difficult
feet real
steal.
quick.
Tarzan trying to get in there. There's the
Feeling a little
cataclysm.
dry.
Paranoia used. Tarzan has to flash away and will flag and drag to safety.
Hang on. So, I mean, they get the teleport out from Knight as well. Are they still fishing for a fight?
On's looking for it. He's going to flash forward onto Tarzan. Shadowing strike
spider
up to
made
Shanks
it
as
all
well.
the
There's
way
the
up to my
equalizer. Going to
bed,
chunk out
fam.
Kyle. Unstoppable onslaught in, though, as Blandre looks to make this fight continue. Realm Warp forward. Base one flashes away, but it's cold.
Man.
Where he stands, he's the bullets from Hope's gun.
Oh, Shanks wants more. Yo, AL is not playing with them.
AL crushed them in
AL
the fight here.
is
Tarzan
not
tried to get in,
playing with
was
them
late,
at
but then
all.
On decides,
Oh
you know
my
what? I will
God.
give you that fight. I will re-engage here. Tarzan goes in, throws down the ult, has to flash out. I think he's trying to buy time for his team to arrive, but when the lights get turned out, his team cannot TP in. So they say, okay, we're going to back out. We're going to see if we can still fish for some sort of fight, because I have this Sundered Sky. Tarzan incredibly strong. Goes for the re-engage here. The Shattering Strike does not connect onto Tarzan. It does onto Shanks, but no one can follow up. You hear the Scion ulti coming through. On just dies, then Flandra's into the backline, and it is a rout immediately. AL are already running away with game number 2.
I just can't believe Tarzan goes over the wall, ultis, flashes away.
Oh, they don't put a mic in there, bro.
Cloak, my job here is done.
They don't put a mic in there.
Did you see the fight, Benny? Oh, beautiful. AL off to a monstrous lead now, 11 minutes in, and they find themselves with a 2.4k gold lead. Hope dishing out some serious damage.
You see the advantage that comes from Hope getting that early kill, getting ahead on the bottom side of the map. Already has the Essence Reaver and the Zeal,
low key, King.
Elk is just fumbling for parts.
It doesn't look like BLG is fighting back at all. Not the spider. Where are you getting this spider from, fam?
Goal behind.
I mean, these inventories are looking very bleak here, for Elk. Hope is in such a strong point of the game. He's going to have that second item here relatively quick.
I was just looking for some lotion. I'm putting some lotion on my
so isolated on your jungle, on your AD carry is going to be really, really tough to deal with. And Flandre quietly has just been a brick wall. Bin, yes, he's going to get the push. Yes, he's going to have some advantage in that early stage.
Yeah,
but
I want BLG to win
first
too.
item done for Flandre. He is going to be shrugging off so much
You
of that.
ever see a spider in the house and then you think you feel it for like 3 hours? Yes,
He just needs to keep doing what he's doing.
Recently, I've not been killing the spiders that I see in the house,
from both sides,
but I tell them, I'm like, hey,
this
is your one warning.
I think the
if I catch you in these streets again,
as much as he can. Shanks has to play
it's
safe
off
on
with
the top
your
side
head.
of the map. He has no
And I
flash
mean it,
available,
bro.
and
I mean it, because I'm not catching you in my living quarters and you getting off with not paying rent,
but he
bro.
still takes a
I'm not
chunk
doing
of
that.
damage.
So
he's at real risk of a dive. Good vision coverage though from AL to track where Beishuan is on the map. He has been pinged, he has been spotted. And it's going to make that threat of a dive. And now AL looking to contest this Scuttle Crab, helping Tarzan out.
Hope and Kyle the first to move across. Takes a Mystic shot. It would be a 4v3 right now, but obviously the Realm Warp from Shanks can allow him to join the fight pretty sharpish.
Dream where I feel like there's spiders in my bed. Like I think I have an actual fear of spiders.
They immediately realize they don't want to take an undermanned battle.
And now for AL, no one's answering Flandre in bot lane. So now you don't want to fight whatsoever. You just back off. Make sure that BLG can't find that engage because minions are being lost by BLG currently.
So you putting them to work. I like that. I like that.
He's actually going to TP up towards top,
put him
and they
in
are going to bring back
you
Shanks.
say if you're going to live here, you're going to work.
Flandre is finishing his recall, but there's the Paranoia in with the equalizer to follow up the Magna Storm from Montauk.
Okay, they get the 700 gold shut down on Hope.
A nice collapse
That's
from BLG,
definitely a good play for BLG. They lose their support, but in trade for the ADC that has 700 gold on his head. So
that Braum defense was unavailable for the AD carry. And that meant that BLG were able to get a pick. They'll close the gold gap ever so slightly, but still a 2K gold lead for AL for now.
Yeah, it is a good pick, but they still do give up a fair bit for it. You know, you lose that kill back. You had to drop the wave bot side.
I know, that's right.
Pushed in first, and Flandre was able to respond
easier
to
question
that
is
quite
who
quickly.
likes spiders.
Shanks
There's people out there that like
constantly
spiders.
shoving that wave. This is
There's
more
people
the
out
AL
there
that I
with
was kind of
pet
expecting coming
spiders.
this series. You know, being the ones that get the edge on the
Believe
map,
it
that
or
are
not.
the ones denying minions, pushing in constantly, and really forcing difficult decisions here from BLG, who is kind of more this bloodthirsty team. They are, I think, more that stereotypical LPL team where they are going to play the team fights incredibly well. They're going to show up to the objectives, and they are going to challenge you each and every time. AL is incredible in the 5v5, but they can also just beat you on the map, which I think makes them a much more dynamic and difficult
Does anyone in pro
a lot of
play
that comes down
pick
to how well they
Lux?
control vision. Like
No,
Kyle and Tarzan,
not
the best
really.
support
We've
jungle
had
duo in the
Caitlyn,
LPL,
but nobody has picked
arguably the best
Caitlyn
in
Lux,
the world, depending
which
on
is
who you
such a
talk to, are just so
big,
good at
crazy
working as a team
combo.
and getting some
I
deep
really
vision
don't know
in,
why
clearing
people
out the vision
don't.
together as well. It never really feels like one of them is isolated from support.
Both objectives on the map right now, both the Herald and the Dragon. And with the map state as it is, both junglers pathing towards the bot side of the map. The continued fight over that mid-wave control as the control ward is now the battle. Kaya will push on off. And now
We have not seen a Lux at
trade from being
MSI
ahead of the
at
Dragon
all.
contest. He doesn't have his TP
Now, in
available, does have the
previous
ultimate. Shanks
years,
has already rotated down. Now he's going to
not
quickly go back
recent
to base, buy an
previous
upgrade,
years,
and has the
but
TP ready to fight. Beishuan with his
I
ultimate
think
is primed
the
and ready to go.
closest we'll ever get to it is with Area, but
Paranoia out, Tarzan
I
gets
don't
the
know.
smite.
We'll see it.
Where we going with the Paranoia? Immediately we jump on towards Flandre. The Beer's going to come out as well, but the Unstoppable Onslaught will block that CC. Flandre running for the hills. Bin trying to chase True Shot Barrage out. Equalizer onto Flandre, gets the slow.
Oh,
Beishuan
Beishuan wants
Bin,
him.
and they will bell at the Scion towards this
Beishuan
blue buff.
wants
AL might want
him.
more of a fight though. The Magnus Storm on 3. And in they go between worlds. They're sent.
Oh, you dirty, dirty dog.
BLG, their big punish. As Hope was nowhere near the fight, I'm not sure why Tarzan decided to go for the re-engage. They could have just given up Flandre and played for the wave mid, which was exactly what Hope was trying to do. But his team goes for the re-engage. Hope is moving over, but never even gets close to the fight. And
No,
BLG
yeah, we need a replay. Because I thought that was a BLG play, but On said,
distance.
Potentially a fatal mistake by AL. I felt that BLG was going super deep just to get a single kill onto the Scion because there wasn't really much that they were going to convert off the back
Can we get a
of it.
replay,
But the
please?
moment that Tarzan said,
We don't need
you know
to see
what,
them
I
take
think we can
Scuttle.
win this fight, that's where things fell apart. The goal difference now really not that much. Hope still holding on to the difference between the two teams. The Herald's going to be started off. Tarzan's not in a position to contest. Shanks is too far away. His TP is unavailable.
Please
so
give
BLG
us a
will get
replay.
themselves another objective as they pick up the Herald.
Just
Do y'all
like that,
remember
BLG
Rel
are
Jungle?
Very
Here
much
it
back
is.
into this game. There's still a disparity between Hope and Elk, but we see Beishuan chasing here. It did seem deep onto the Scion.
Yeah, I mean, the heal will come through from Kyle to escort Flandre to safety. The Rumble ultimate kind of cutting off that support
Here,
from Flandre.
Beishuan is
They
like,
get that initial pick, and at this
talk to
point,
me
AL
nice.
thinks, actually, maybe we can turn this around.
But look at the minimap. Look at where your Lucian is. Your Lucian is on mid-wave right now as they're going for this re-engage. You
Wow.
don't really have enough damage there. Your
BLG,
top laner is already
8.
down. Shanks tries to get what he can done.
8.
But without the Lucian, who is the strongest member on the team, it's going to be a very difficult fight to take and an ill-advised one to be sure.
Still a
That
1,000
was
gold lead
so
for anyone's
good.
legend. They are still scaling
Own
into this game as well.
8
Two items on the
hats.
Lucian. Shanks has
Devoured
finished the Lord
that.
of Ages on
Left
his way towards
no
his Archangels.
crumbs.
They're looking to try and crack the first tier 1 of the game. Bin now surpassing Gala for the 7th most all-time international kills at 503. There's the dive in with the Paranoia, and Shanks has to walk over a flaming carpet. Can't
Okay,
escape.
BLG is fighting
Bin will
now.
take the kill. Beishuan can look for a little bit more.
BLG
here.
is fighting
Not
now.
moving from the mid lane. Tarzan should be able to flag and drag his way to safety. Kyle might just be able to walk out.
Flandre just ulted topside, so they're scrapping up there as well.
Knight forced low by Flandre, but can just jump across the veil and get to safety.
Nocturne is so good at catching isolated targets, especially a Rise
That's
that
his
has
job.
no flash available.
That is
Just the
literally
moment that
his
ulti
main
is off
job.
cooldown. Oh, ulti comes
Good
through.
Glacial Fissure onto on. Magnet Storm coming out, but the shield from the Crashdown won't be enough to keep him alive. Teleport in as well by Bin as he tries to burn through Tarzan. The Flame Spitter doing a lot of work.
Are they
with the
turning it?
Cataclysm
Oh, they
combo.
turned it,
It's just
guys.
too much. It's
Triple
carnage for
quadra.
anyone's legend.
Oh, guys, y'all were doing so well.
Eternal for AL, a quadra kill in the mid lane.
Y'all were doing
Finally
so
finds his
well.
moment there as BLG just go that
Now y'all gotta
hair
sit
too
in
far.
silence for
Bin
20
TP's in.
seconds,
Kyle
bro.
tags him
The
with
whole
Winter's
team
Bite,
gotta
and
sit in
Hope
silence for 20
punishes
seconds.
massively.
And if this is not quintessential AL versus BLG,
Oh
I do
my
not know if we'll get a
God.
better example of how these teams face off.
Really good punish from Kyle onto On as he's isolated in the mid lane. But when the TP comes through, BLG is saying, you know what, we do so much damage here, let's go for it. But the Braum passive, again, in conjunction with the Lucian, makes it so easy for
Tarzan.
Hope to tear them apart. Nice follow through from Tarzan, sets up for the quadra for Hope.
And that EQ flash is so clean from Tarzan because he goes through for the EQ, delays to get the first knockup, flashes then after the first knockup to get the next one on to Elk.
They're kinda killing
that is
it
just
right
picture
now,
perfect.
dude.
This guy's mechanics are out of this world. And
Thoughts
Hope,
on what could have
that
been done
culling
better?
Just destroyed them.
They
As
could
soon
have
as you see the
not
Braum passive
died
proc,
better.
he gets the stun, full culling to the face. No shot for Bin there.
I think they could have not died, maybe
BLG are
just
back in the
like a
game. It's only
little bit
1,000
better.
goal between these
there.
two teams. The Dragons are even, and now a 3.5
Dude, why is AL trying to
lead
play like
for
Gen G?
anyone's
They're
legend.
locked in,
All
bro.
of that sitting on Hope.
They're locked
I mean, you just
in.
look at, I keep going back to it, but
Bro,
look at
the
the inventories
targeting
for
is
the AD
so
carries. It
clean.
is
Like
just
the
so
turn on
brutal.
Rumble was
You're
super
not even
fast.
close to your
No,
second
like
item. And
I
the second
feel
item's a
like
cheap one. Then you're looking over here,
AL's
and it's just,
comms are
that is tough, and that also
premium.
means feats have
Like,
gone
they
over
are
the way
in
of
sync.
AL. They were able to grab towers off the back of that. That did
I don't
claim
always
the
think
upgraded
that
boots
like
for
the
them.
better
So they're
players
looking
are the ones
really
that win.
strong at
I
this
think it's
point.
the ones
You
with
have
better
Shanks on his
synergy,
Archangel's fully
better
completed. Now he's
comms,
gonna be a lot harder
and
to burst
better
down as well.
like
This is kind
teamwork.
of the part of the game where I was getting very concerned.
Not
for
saying that
BLG's
they're
comp,
not
even if
good
they
at
were
League
on
of
more even
Legends,
keel.
but I'm just saying
So
like
you highlighted
their
the bad news
coordination
for
is
BLG.
obvious.
The good
Like
news
it is very
is
obvious
there's only
that
one
they are
carry that has all
coordinated.
the gold. So
Am
if
I
they're
tripping
able
when I
to
say
catch
such a
Hope,
thing?
there may still be hope for BLG. It ultimately will come down to Base One's target selection, and if
Anyone's
the follow-up is
legend,
there,
the
force
people
flash away
on
early.
red side
Someone coming out
currently
as
are
well.
the
Base
people
One
who
should just
won
be
the
able to walk
first
away from
game.
this one. Meanwhile, on the
If
top
you
side, the
look
Rumble coming out from Shanks, they look to
beside
chase down Knight.
the
He'll go between worlds,
logos
the
for the
wheeling as well for the
teams,
slow for the
you'll
escape.
see a
BLG will
red
walk away after
like
taking that
bar
bot tier 1.
And nice
with
play around vision there for
two
Tarzan.
empty,
Controlling the banana brush so
like,
important when you are trying to
rectangles.
approach this
If
dragon.
the rectangle
and Night
is
walks by,
filled
Tarzan
in,
just
that
pushes
means
him
they
back. Knowing how
won
strong
a
he is in
game.
this game, he's on 2 fully completed items. He does not have to be afraid. Goes in, gets
So
that
AL
chunks down,
has won
and yeah, you
one
trade out
game,
the realm
BLG
warp,
has
but
won
Knight's
none,
ultimate is
as
much
this
more
is
important in the
game
actual
2
fight. So they're just going to
of
continue to
5.
force.
Anyone's legend could
And
look
it's
for
the
the
first
icon.
one
There's no
to 3
paranoia up.
wins.
There's no between worlds. They're going to
Here we
start
go.
it up. Been there. Does have the equalizer. Obviously, Atakan reducing your magic resist and your armor, the more damage you take from it. Knight has teleport. He's going back to base right now, looking for that second completed item. On stepping forward, has the flash, has the Magnet Storm. AL still on the Atakan right now as Flandre is on the front line, and Flandre is snuffed out. AL now trying to find a 4v5. BLG can look for more. The smite comes out, it's secured. AL will walk away with the Atakan, but will BLG allow them to escape?
Just slays the dragon, or not the dragon, the
looking for the
Atakan.
light at the end of the tunnel, and that means killing off
And
Hope.
BLG
The heal will
can't
get him to
find
safety,
any
and
punishments.
BLG won't be able to find much more.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, still great there for AL. Yes, they do lose one, but Flandre buys so much time. He just kind of walks forward and creates that space.
Yeah, he
with the
created a
zombie
little bit
form.
of space.
And as a result,
He
his
didn't
team
even
does
need
get
to
the
like
Otacon.
really use
They're trying
his
to stop the
passive,
bases, though. This
just
is
like
well done by
being very
BLG. They don't
scared
want to
them.
allow them to reset.
The calling out into the Cataclysm, Magnet Storm out by On, but now Knight's tanking up the towers, and that's not where he wants to be. AL pounces, BLG are greedy.
No, like
BLG
Knight.
once again
What
in
are you
this game
doing?
overstepped.
Yo, Knight has been
We've seen
inting
that
recently.
aggression work wonders for them, but we've
I gave
also
this man
seen them
so
get
much
punished.
praise earlier
And once
at the start
again,
of this
in an effort
tournament.
to interrupt
I was saying
AL's
like,
return to the base,
I know
they
that
are
Knight
punished
like
once
uses
more.
like all
They'll
of
even get a
Faker's
tower off the
champions
back
and
of it.
he'll play
AL
Rise, he'll
taking
play
full
Ari, he'll
control
play
here in
Azir.
game 2.
I definitely
But like
understand the thought process from
this
BLG,
guy is
'cause I
really
think they
good
feel
at
that
League
they're
of
falling
Legends,
out of
so
this
we
game,
might
and
have
they're
to
saying,
give him
all
a
right, we have
pass.
Hope low, we got Summoners
But
out.
like
Let's not allow them to base.
Now
Let's
this
not allow
man
them to
just
spend
been
this gold. We need to
inting.
punish now. But Tarzan, his ultimate was perfect, and Knight
Lost
was trying
to
to hold
T1
his
ain't been
spells
right
for Hope,
since.
but
Hey,
Hope was just playing on the
is that
exact
what losing to
edge
T1
of his
does?
range, so he never actually allowed him to get
I
in
know
range.
you listen to
and, well,
some
you can't just sit
K-pop.
there
Do
and
you
use no
listen to
spells
Stray
forever. The
Kids?
rest of the team
I
is
don't
going
really
to knock
listen
you
too much
down. So
K-pop
Knight gets
anymore.
isolated, does get knocked
I
down
used
here,
to
and
listen
there is
to a
the
lot
Infinity Edge done
when I was
now.
in college.
Just as Ezreal gets
But,
2 items, a full Infinity Edge is the advantage
Do I know
for
any
Hope.
Stray Kids? Let me see if I have any songs saved by them.
Is ahead right now, 3,000 gold his lead, and 3.5k the lead for AL. Next objective, well, Baron's going to spawn in a minute. I don't know if AL will want to force the tempo that much by going for it, but they are on 2 dragons.
I do not have any
See how far
songs
Hope is
saved
ahead
by
of
them.
everyone else in the game. Base One having a good time as a jungler, but still struggling, about 2,000
Is Stray
behind
Kids the
where
one
Hope
that's
currently
under?
sits.
This mid lane tower being
No,
alive
that's
also makes it
TXT.
really hard for Beishuan to even threaten a pick
What
onto Hope,
company is
because
Stray Kids
ideally
under?
you want long lanes to play through, because Nocturne Ultimate has such a long range. The more space you have to try and leverage that, and the less safety that Hope will have, makes it easy to find that pick. But as long as he has that mid tower and Kyle is standing by his side,
I know, I haven't listened to any of their music.
extremely safe. So
Is there
AL
a song
playing
that I
with
would know
full
by them? Oh, they
confidence.
did
They've
something
got
with
good vision
Arcane.
coverage. They unlikely will force the Baron. It's very
there a
risky
song
to
I
do
would know by
against an
them?
Aurora Rumble. You could just throw the entire game, but they don't necessarily need to overforce. They've got the dragon spawning in a minute and a half, and they know they're stronger, so I'm sure they'll look to try and fight in the
Have you seen K-pop Demon Hunters? I have. I'm not gonna lie, K-pop Demon Hunters has been shoved down my freaking throat on Instagram, and some of the music I am starting to like. Not that I didn't like it before. I still think the movie is corny as can be, but I used to think the only good song was the duet. But Soda Pop been growing on me. Golden been growing on me.
No one's going to step into the path of Flandre's X.
The ones where they say,
bring
can
down
I
some
get
trees.
like a
Elka
little
Knight
higher? That one been growing on me, bro. Like, I can't escape it,
mid-lane
bro.
wave. For BLG, there's always the question is, like, if AL are slightly mispositioned on the map, do you rush the Baron? Is that your way back into the game? Pull them into a fight. Use the equalizer, use the paranoia, use your AoE to make it tricky for AL to really approach. On 2 levels down
Your
on
idol
Kyle.
makes me insane. It's so
On
good.
this rel. Knight forced behind
It's
here
something
as
for
Tarzan
sure.
jumps forward. Knight able
It's
to go
something
across
for
the
sure.
veil and escape. On with the flash shadowing strike,
Owen
but the
really
dash
tried to
away
make that play happen.
immediately
Are we going to be able to capitalize off of his sacrifice? I don't think we are. Nobody lost health points off of that flash ult, and they're gonna ult all the way over to Baron. They're still in plays right out of T1's playbook.
Now BLG, perhaps this is the
Lord
moment.
have
You've got
mercy.
no equalizer. You have the between worlds from Knight. No paranoia. As AL
They said
still
we saw
stick on the
T1 do
Baron.
this one
Flandre on the
against
front line, taken down. The
BLG.
Baron jumped off by AL.
Yo.
As they look for more of a fight, they'll kill off Beishuan, and now
T1
with
did
the
that
jungler
play
dead, they'll
against
turn their eyes
BLG.
back
They're
to the
having
purple world.
Flandre
flashbacks.
gives up his life, but he keeps the 2 remaining members of
They're
BLG away
having
from the
flashbacks.
pit. And AL get 2 of their own. The Baron is going to be secured.
Oh, that's
desperate
disrespectful.
TP.
It's been trying to look for a flank position here.
That's
No equalizer
disrespectful.
for him. No smite as
Dude.
well. Obviously, he's just a
No,
rumble, and
literally,
now he's
BLG is going to be
spotted.
banning
And the
Rise
rumble in the
from now
jungle
on.
doesn't survive for long. AL will gun him down.
BLG is going to be banning Rise from now on.
By Bin,
They're not
and you
gonna.
can feel the
They're not gonna let them
desperation
in.
from BLG. That engage from On. The idea felt
Did
really
Ben TP
good.
back?
On has so
Like
many
TP instead of
fast,
recall?
difficult to react to snap engages on this rel. But Hope reacts. Hope is locked in and on point. And the follow-up, the Rumble ultimate was there, but we didn't see the Nocturne ultimate.
No,
we didn't
literally,
see the
Che.
Aurora ultimate. And it's
They've
the fact that he was able
lost
to react so
3
quickly, and
times
he didn't
to
even
a
have to
Rise
use a
TP
summoner
Baron
spell to do
steal.
it.
Exactly. The fact that he reacted that quickly also meant most of the equalizer just
Baron
missed.
sneak.
It's answered by the lock, and it's answered by the heal from Gael. They didn't really get much done with that, and now it is Baron.
Oh, I didn't see that,
6.6K gold
Holy.
lead. It is Ocean Soul Point. It is AL
I didn't
on the
even see that.
precipice
That's
of pushing us to a
wild.
match point.
And getting towards those
They're
luxury items as well. The
discombobulated, I
Hexdrinker
guess.
on Hope, you talked about a bit of defense for him. It's just going to make it so much harder for BLG. They're
Everybody
looking with
wants
the
to be
paranoia,
Figure so bad,
Beishuan
bro.
waiting around the wolf camp, but On is caught down towards the bottom side, and On is suffocated out of the game. BLG thought mid lane was the prio, but AL had other ideas.
AL will continue their siege on the bot lane. They
Clinch
don't have much of a
and
minion
IO.
wave to play with. The Rumble ultimate and the Ezreal ultimate going to be used to clear out the wave. This will slow AL down, but it will not stop them.
Shanks is
It's
a
base
Catalan
one,
gun of
AFK in
destruction
jungle.
right
He
now,
stood
being forced
still
away
for
with the
5
overload. There's the
seconds.
Realm Warp to follow up, and Hope will kill his enemy man. It's hunting season, and Elk
Guys,
is on
no
the
way
menu.
BLG gets
lose
3-0'd,
2
right?
more, as now they have to defend on backup, but AL are pushing in for the win.
And Hope is just destroying them this game. 13-1-3, legendary
No way,
Lucian
right?
performance.
No way they
BLG
get
will try and
3-0'd.
defend. Knight forced away Kai out there
Yo,
with
the
the
real,
unbreakable,
thank you
and
so much for
still
the follow. Hope
hitting
you're having a
onto
good day
Knight
today.
with the Winter's Bite. Decimating smash under the tower. BLG try as they might, they just can't withstand the storm that's
Yo.
anyone's legend. Now sitting on
Oh,
match
homeboy
point.
is kicking.
A beautiful game from the double kill right at the start. Only a
Ben, I
single
wanted
death
more
to
for
his
you,
name.
brother. What's going
With good
on?
positioning and great play, AL lead
Bro,
the series 2-0.
I
and now
only
all
root for
the
winners,
pressure
bro. I don't
is
know what
on
to tell you,
BLG.
bro. You got to win this next one.
For them, they're wondering, is it just a continuation of the story that's been told twice already in the LPL playoffs? Is it 3-2, 3-1, now at MSI 3-0? Is it time for anyone's legend to take over the torch of representing the LPL here on the international stage?
It is looking that way, but
I
if
need
there's a
them to
moment
lock
step
in.
up, it
Yeah,
is
Imperishable.
right now, and BLG have some incredible players who are capable of turning things around in this series. But you're gonna need to see peak Ben. You're gonna need to see peak Knight.
We're going to hand it over to Shox, who's standing by with Tabe.
I am indeed. Tabe, spectacular performance so far. Are you happy with your guys, and what was the specific strategy to get this game win?
Of course, I'm happy because we won 2 games, right? But I want to thank of the draft because I guess the Lucian Braum really countered to Nocturne and Aurora, Rabbit, yeah. Their serious engage were really countered by Braum, yeah.
Overall, what do you think the biggest threat on BLG is? Of course, you also won in the LPL finals, but is there anything different that you're looking out for?
They're really familiar with their free lanes, early game pressure, but I think if we can
Rabbit is her
defend
new name.
their early game pressure, we will win the game easily.
3-0?
If we want to 3-0, I have to work hard on the draft.
I'll let you go. I get the hint. Thank you, Tabe.
Thank you so much, Shox.
dead,
Always
bro.
amazing to hear from Tabe.
Oh,
And we
that's
have
funny.
a special guest.
He said, if we want a 3-0, we gotta lock in, and you not letting me lock in right now, sis. That's what homeboy just said. All right, I wanna practice my. I'm inspired right now. I wanna practice my Lucian combo. I don't want no minions. How do I turn off the spawning of minions? There we go. And then we'll teleport here. All right, guys. I gotta practice. Yeah, no, literally, Holy. That's exactly what he said. He second guessed himself. He said Aurora. All right, let's level up. All right, so the combo is W auto E auto Q auto, right? It's WEQ. I don't think it's WQE. Yeah, no, it's WEQ. It's definitely WEQ. And the trick is you can W auto straight into your, is it WQE? You're supposed to be able to like do one while the other is going off. Is it W auto Q auto E? I forget which one it is. Hold on, we can check. Let's just check. In 1 second. I'm gonna check if it's W auto E auto Q auto Lucian combo. I think I actually made a TikTok on it. Okay. Watch my video. I had a, oh no, that's not it. I made a video, Lucian combo. Okay, here it is. I have the combo. This is the combo. Okay, it's WEQ. Hold on, I want to hear what I'm saying. This is me doing the combo. This is back when I was in my Lucian era. And I had Lucian mains check my work. Two. Last one, if we do it right. W, auto. Okay, so I'm supposed to E as the two autos are coming out. W, I have to E as the autos are coming out. I have to E as the autos are coming out. That's what it is. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. W auto, E auto, Q auto. There we go. Oh, y'all can't see. My bad, y'all. It's W auto, E auto, Q auto. That's the full combo. Reset the damage. I just don't know how to enact that on like in game. Try walking forward as the target would be moving. Facts. You're right. Okay, here. I'll spawn another dummy. So like if they're walking that way. That was too slow. That was too slow. Wait, how much max HP can I give myself? Wait, what is this? Like, that's fire. That's fire, dude. That's fire. All right, fully stacked runes. What else can I give myself? Why is my max HP not going up? Oh. All right, I'm going to refresh my mana and then I'm turning off the auto refresh cooldowns. Dude, you get so many double shots. Like if you do your full combo, you see how many double shots you get? Let's count. 1, 2, 3. You ult. You get a double shot from ult. And then you go back into EQ. And then your W's up. And then you get another. Holy, that's so many. 1, 2, 3, 4. And please don't let me have Navori, bro. Dang. Oh, I have to click myself. It's not working. I think I've got the combo. All right, can I add? I want to add an enemy. We're still not back in game. Like they haven't even put the timer up, so we've kind of got time to just practice. I'm going to add some bots to the game. I want ADCs. Give me Vayne. Give me Isa. Give me Ash. And give me Kate. I'll take Amelia. All right, I'm 1v5, y'all. I'm 1v5. All right, we got 2 minutes and 30 seconds to get some good old practice in. We got 2 minutes and 30 seconds to get some good old practice in. Let's get it. Doesn't your ult proc W? I think everything does. It's any damage. Okay. I don't want items yet. I don't want minions.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
I want to TP. I'm gonna level up to level 18 though. Teleport here. I won't go all the way to 13. Where they at, bruh? Tell them come out. I got target practice. Where they at? Hey, come on, shawty. Go ahead and come on out. Yeah. Nah. Go ahead and come on out, shawty. Go ahead and come out. Yeah. Okay, we got a dodging simulator too, dude. With these bots. Okay, I'm kind of with it. Hey, go ahead and come on out. Go ahead and come on out. Yeah, go ahead and come on out. All right, let's see if we can 2v1. WEQ, guys. Nah, y'all getting this work. The flash is crazy, though. The flash is crazy, though. The flash was the flash was crazy, bro. My bad. I ain't mean to do him like that. That's my fault. I ain't mean to do them like that. Do they gank? Kaista got smite right now, bro. Hey, y'all go ahead and come back. I'm sorry. I need to practice my combo. Y'all go ahead and come back. Yeah, come on. Go ahead and come on. Nah, go ahead and come on. I need to practice my combo. Come on out. Minions are not coming. Yeah, come hit me. Oh no, please don't hurt me, Vayne. Bruh, you really playing right now, bruh. Oh no, you're hurting me. Oh no. Bro, these bots are so no, like how are they playing safe? All right, I'm gonna let you hit me, bro. Ain't no way, my boy. Ain't no way, my boy. All right, I'm gonna just have to open on her. So pretend we trying to push. I'm gonna refresh my ult. Pretend we trying to push and they about to go under their tower. I want her to come right here. If you want this work, you can get it too, Ziggs. Shoot. I didn't like that. Like, I'm not getting my full combo off. Dude. Okay, I'm gonna let minions spawn because they not coming out because minions are not spawning. So I'm gonna let, oh, they picking? Okay, yeah, let's switch over.
First they pushed Gen G to 5 games, and now I think putting a clear statement as by far and away the best LPL team would be quite the statement to make heading towards a matchup against T1.
Exactly.
I'm gonna just leave the game open. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, AL, I think maybe on paper people could potentially be favoring them, but T1 has so much history of being the LPL killers that would be incredibly exciting. We, of course, have to see those BLG
I think that was Strike Paladin.
Things around here. It's reverse sweep or go home for BLG at this point. We need to have someone really step up, I think, and take over this series to get them some momentum early. It can be so hard when you're
now,
up
if
against
only Masu
like
did that. Oh, no, too soon.
I could easily see it being a blowout.
Too soon.
You're really looking at Knight or at Bin. Those are the two players that so often stand up for BLG and really put their carry pants on.
Knight or Bin need to
just keep doing what you're doing. They
turn the
out
freak
the
up, bro.
The Ambessa, Jace, Galio, and Shin taken away by BLG. I'm looking at the Varus, which has worked its way through draft so far. Kalista as well, if you really want to mess things up with a pack one, pick one here. Last ban coming out from AL. Where are we going to go?
Looking at what we have available, like things like Skarner maybe if you're worried about the jungle matchup. We've still got Annie, Ari available, Sylas and Yone. Sylas for Knight is always something you could be scared of. The Poppy going to be banned means that Vi goes to the top of the table in terms of early jungle rotations. But perhaps that's what AL wants.
Yeah, I mean, it might be that they're trying to lay a trap, but with Poppy banned out, I feel like
oh shoot, Kaisa bot trying to fight me. Hold on.
Ari for Knight here. Go for the Vi Ari combo. It is so powerful. Knight has been so
I had to kill her. I'm going back to base.
For a long time.
I didn't like hearing the game sounds. My bad, y'all. Maybe we'll come back out of champ select or out of this game, and the enemy team will actually have items.
But BLG, they're not going to allow it to happen. Now, I do wonder if AL will just take the Vi for themselves. They're going to insta-lock the Gwen and the Vi. So
oh, they going Powerpuff Girls. They just need Zeri.
He's very feared on. They're also going to lock.
They just need Zeri for Powerpuff Girls, bro.
This could be an opportunity for BLG to just blind the Annie to dissuade Shanks from going in that direction.
It is true. I mean, there is something that you can be said for that, but also, I mean, Syndra, I think good.
Yeah, this is do or die for BLG, so they need to pick something crazy.
Annie, I think there's a lot of options.
They can't do these like
if Shanks were to just kind of slam
boring drafts.
We'll have to see where BLG want to take it, but thus far I do feel like AL had a really good read on the priorities for BLG because, you know, I thought it was going to be a Vi going over, but the fact that they were actually able to predict it was going to be the Varus going over, they pre-banned the Poppy, they get the Vi, they're the ones that are going to be kind of on the front.
I would say Cat, Gwen, Zeri is Powerpuff Girls. You don't like Vi?
Very comfortable on this pick. It is hard to punish. I do think it is strong blind.
If they do Kalista Renata, they are not taking this serious.
One of those unique champions that both can be a massive side lane threat, but it's also really strong in team fights if you can pilot that at that high level.
Okay, we're getting Ben Fiora.
Yeah, it's Fiora for Ben.
I've never seen his Ben.
When he was on
His
in the
Fiora.
World Finals, got a pentakill. In that game too.
Really?
Oh my goodness. And it's
He got a penta?
A Fiora. I mean, so we're in a team fight meta, and that's often why whenever the topic of Fiora comes up, it's like, well, she's not necessarily the best
I told y'all we gonna get a desperate. We gonna get a desperate pick.
In the side lane, she wants to split push, she wants to fight isolated away from everyone else, and into the Gwen matchup, it can be a great matchup. But in Bin's hands, I mean, he's famous for this pick.
He absolutely is. But the last time we saw it from Bin, 2023 MSI. So it has been a couple years since he has actually brought this out. And we have got to see if he can be that difference maker in a game like this. And I'm so curious to see, you know, is it going to be Ignite TP? Is he going to go hyper aggressive into this Gwen? Will it be the more conservative approach of the Black Cellboard?
I mean, when your back's against the wall, I feel like just having confidence in yourself to pick champions like this is a must. If you're gonna go down, you may as well
girls
go down,
draft. I'm with it. Come on, girl power.
Alongside the Alistair, the
Gooma
Cassio,
Jinx.
targeted towards Shanks. Looks like that mid pool is going to continue to be pinched.
Let's
they
make
want to
sure we
make
get
sure
that
that
correct.
mobility is available on the side of BLG.
Yeah, very interesting to see. No Ari banned out yet. Of course, BLG still could ban it here if they are concerned about that Vi Ari combo.
This really feels like a BLG Sylas to me. Knight is so proficient at the pick, removing some of those very difficult matchups in particular.
And Knight not having lost a game on that Sylas this split, 8-0 on the champion. Victor banned away, Karma, Cass removed by BLG. Annie, a likely lock here for Shanks in that mid lane.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense with the Victor ban here. You know, I do think Annie really struggles into champions that do outrange. And if you're
I low-key want to play Annie ADC, bro.
Like the Ari, that it is that ultimate comfort. Well,
dude, look at that win rate. 9 wins, 3 losses on Annie.
Champions like even Orianna,
I low-key want to play Annie ADC.
A similar thing that can have that additional range to poke and prod away at the Annie to try to shove that Annie in and really make things difficult.
like Renata into the amount of dives that AL have. When you've got Gwen and Vi threatening that Varus, trying to gain access onto the backline.
Hasn't won a game.
They've already got Varus picked. They're not doing Kalista Renata.
Alongside the Kalista most of the time. Not 100% sure if it's every game that she has played alongside the Kalista, but
07 is crazy.
maybe pairing it up with a new AD carry could work. Akali currently
This is their Hail Mary, bro.
I mean, talking about laying it down
This
a
is their
gauntlet,
Hail
talking
Mary.
about fighting something you're comfortable on and just trying to outhands your opponent. Twisted Fate. Now where BLG are looking,
I
the
think
most
Twisted
banned
Fate
champion
is an
at this
L,
tournament.
no? Doesn't he? Isn't he like 0 and 4?
I do think it can work. It is heavily based on the execution. If there were a time for it, alongside the Fiora, it would make sense. But he is having a laugh. He knows he's baiting everyone. And he's going to slam the Akali down into the face of the
Why was he laughing, though? I need to know the comms.
That really does
No,
surprise
go
me. I mean,
back.
That's a flex, man.
it can be a good matchup, especially if you like come out of the laning phase even. Once you've got that level 6 on a side lane, you definitely have some kill threats onto the Annie. But
all right, I might have to leave this game, dude. They out here executing themselves,
but I
bro.
guess into the Civ bit,
Vayne just died under turret, bro.
the Blitzcrank being hovered, and it's going to be locked in.
Oh my good, what a game!
All right, we getting a good game. We getting a good game, bro.
Fiora versus Blitzcrank.
We getting a good game.
In game 3, of course.
Match
Very
point,
standard
BLG down
stuff
3
here.
games. We need Fiora Akali. That is what we need.
That's a banger. I mean, if you're going to go out with a bang,
Exactly.
man.
Just saying this.
These are some of the champions, you know, I think Knight really can be a difference maker. Bin really can be a difference maker. They have so much agency, you know, as these champions make individual outplays.
Renata mamas, the hair, the face.
I also do honestly really like Renata here into what we are seeing. It is relatively short range. It is obviously showcasing this
Fiora, the hair, the face, it's giving.
Of that spell shield, but Annie, Vi, Gwen, Blitzcrank,
Y'all see
all
them
gonna be kind of trying to
skins.
pile in there, you know, catch out this Varus. And on the Renata is built
Knight
to defend
can
that
carry.
dive. You know, yes,
1
you have the Vi, you have the Annie, you're
million%
trying to one-shot
if he
someone,
wants
but if bailout
to.
comes through, if hostile takeover is there, if the fight gets turned around,
If he wants
it
to.
could really change things in a team fight.
I love seeing the smiles on the BLG faces. They're still filled with confidence. They still believe that they can turn this series around.
Let's
A roster of experienced
go,
players at this
BLG.
point. Vaishron
Let's
being the only new one to make his way
BLG.
onto the international stage. They have to believe in themselves, and with champions like this,
Reverse
I mean, there isn't
sweep?
more evidence
Question
than
mark?
that. We'll see if they can turn this series around. We're about to jump into game 3. AL, though, on the precipice of looking to dominate their brothers from the LPL.
And obviously a lot of focus will be on BLG's pick. And the Fiora for Bin, the Akali for Knight. Played it 5 times this split, has only lost once. But then you go to the other side of the rift and you look at this Gwen for Flandre, 7-3 on it this split, 17-7 on it all time. The Civ for Hope, a callback as well.
Wait,
to
what'd I
when
say about
he was
BLG
able
yesterday?
to pick up his first ever championship, playing that Sivir and that Zeri. We're going to hear
What did I say
from
about them?
I Will Dominate, who people have been watching
Give
for 10
them the
years, apparently.
talk.
Shocks, take it away.
Y'all, I'm not gonna lie. I think the
Dom,
talk
you have
reserved for
fans here that have
T1,
been
bro.
watching you for 10 years.
Oh, they choke.
Yes, I'm really old, Chucks. I am really old, so.
That's not what I meant. Is this Fiora pick making you older?
No, I think it's going to be making me younger. It's saving us time. We might be out of here with the 3-0.
Oh, wow.
Someone told me you're a BLG Andy, though.
Yeah? Well, I've been a BLG Andy, but the thing about me is, like, sometimes I have to betray, like, my friends. Same way that you just did, where, you know, you went on the broadcast, you said, oh, no one's a fan of Dom in the whole arena, so, you know.
You heard that?
No, I didn't. The hearing is going with the age as well, yeah.
I'm going to do you a solid. Medic and I jumped on K-Drill stream, and we spilled coffee all over a setup.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard you do that, and then you looked over to me and you said, oops, and then you just knocked it on the floor. So I appreciate it. It didn't ruin the entire setup, but it was a bro move. I like that.
AL 3-0, and if not, why not?
I think it's AL 3-0. I think it's just Tabe Diff. He's too good.
Okay, Tabe Diff. Thank you, Dom.
Oh, coming in.
On. Able to walk away.
They're
The
so
rest
good at
shaking
what
out.
they
Hope
do.
with the barrier early here, looking for a bit of extra damage on the trade. Ghost was popped by Elk as well. As those ricochets continue just to chip away at On and Elk.
Yeah, nice to hear from Dom, and it's good that Shock spilled something from K-Drill's setup, but just don't ask her what she spilled over at Dom's.
Yeah.
You notice she kept that under wraps in the interview.
Paid Dom off just to not mention it for the rest of the stream.
Now, when we think about early prio, You'll notice that Hope and Kyle already have the push. Kyle,
I think we're gonna slide past that one. I'm
posturing in a
confused.
way where he is fishing
I
for
think
hook.
we
The damage is
gonna
very
move on,
serious.
chat. I think we gonna move on. I'm not sure what they meant by what they just said, but I think we just not gonna ask questions. Flash from
That's why I was worried.
In the mid lane, Shanks is just dead. Base one with a great gank.
Okay.
3 camps into
There we go, BLG. There we go.
That is a super big play in the mid lane.
That is massive. Being able to actually
Why
get that
don't
kill there.
people play
Great start
Rek'Sai or
now
Bel'Veth?
for Knight.
Aren't they
Yes,
supposed to
lose
be
Flash on
good?
bot side, but getting Knight on this Akali
I
ahead.
was all making a
could pay
face.
dividends.
I was
Certainly could.
perplexed.
I mean, Akali, her weakest phase is in the early phase, and getting those early levels and just that
I was
extra bit of
perplexed.
experience, that extra bit of gold can make such a massive difference in the 1v1 matchup. And on the top side, Bin is just dominating, already building up about a wave of an advantage in the 1v1.
I love this from Base One. It's something we saw from him in game 1 as well. The 3 camps into gank, setting up your laners really well, gets the edge of Ishtar, and then there's really nothing Shanks can do in this situation.
Yeah, and it's just kind of the anti-timing there for Shanks. He
Uh.
had the level advantage on Knight, and he had Knight quite low, so he wanted to press the advantage there, not expecting the early gank, but Tarzan topside not to be outdone.
Bin has flash, has riposte, will lunge away. Needs to riposte the bot breaker and does so. Gets the stun, trades back onto Flandra. But with Kyle and
Oh,
Hope on
Ben,
their
you
way,
know what
Bin
you're
needs to be a little bit more
doing.
cautious. Does still have
There's
the flash. Kyle has
3
one of his
top
own.
for this man. Crazy
Send
work.
out the hook.
He dances around it well. You can see the ignite was even popped by Flandre. And the swap even came through, so AL doing everything in their power to try and put Bin behind, put that pressure onto the Fiora, but now we can just TP to the bot lane.
I mean,
Can
doesn't she
continue
just scale,
this
though?
1v1 matchup, as the response from BLG will be sending their bot lane to top as well.
Fiora kind of does it all. She's a
Not gonna
duelist.
TP to match,
She's
so
a
he's gonna
split
hold
pick
onto his teleport
pusher.
here, and there's the hook.
He can
That
scale.
would have been
She
a
can
kill. He
team
has
fight
no
if she
flash, and
needs
Tarzan was
to.
there, but just can't quite
Am I
find it.
tripping?
I think you might even be losing a plate, though, down bot because he held onto the TP. So, yes, you have that teleport advantage, but now you have to get something on top side. Otherwise, you've just gifted Bin an even larger lead.
It's about 300 gold ahead right now.
You're right, it was the plate in bot lane.
Gets the plate as well. Flandre on this Gwen, obviously very comfortable, but I'm not sure how often he's had to play the Fiora-Gwen matchup.
Yeah, and I want to talk a little bit about Shanks and his journey, because I do think it has been truly incredible to see what he has been able to do. As
He's
Shanks in
losing out
trouble.
to Knight, has the stun procced. Knight, oh, so close with the auto. Shanks disintegrates the Knight. Burnt alive in his armor.
It hurts.
And it's just like he said, to succeed, you have to first fail. He gets killed by the gank. He gets the solo bolo as Knight goes too far. Look at this timeline, though. The struggles that he had from a 0-16 roster, a 4-12 roster, all the way here to getting a solo kill.
That's
on match
super
point
tough,
against
dude.
Knight. To push
She
yourself
was
to top
one
3 at
auto
MSI.
away,
It is hard
and
to
he
believe
took
that someone
a
would still have
tower
faith that they could
shot.
make that journey when they were in the depths of those challenges.
It's just such a contrast where Knight came in and very early on in his career he was finding success, as opposed to Shanks, who has had to work so hard for so long to reach this pinnacle. It is incredibly meaningful to get the better of Knight as well, just like he did in the finals, and getting that solo kill just closes that goal gap between the two mid laners in the matchup as well. Knight will now take over to level 6. AL hovering around the top side.
Look at Shanks, he's here.
The hook only hits a minion.
Not the flash
Shanks'
hook
roam
on a
from the
minion.
base there towards that top lane, had the Tibbers.
Yeah, it kind of felt like Kyle waited too long to actually go for the play there. You know, Shanks made the roam. He's going to be losing CS mid lane, and I think, again, they're going to be dropping a plate very likely because Knight had quite a bit of alone time in the mid lane there, so we'll see if one did actually fall. But Knight up a good 300 gold off of that failed roam there from Shanks, where, yeah, I just think Kyle waited way too long to actually look for that play.
Shanks definitely playing towards getting his spells out a little bit quicker with the Ionian Boots of Lucidity start here on the Annie, roaming around the map trying to find those ganks.
Look at the lead that Bin has built for himself. The pings
Look
really
at
coming
that
down
CS.
from BLG. They expected
He's
Tarzan
got
to have stolen
a
away the
CS
Krugs,
lead in the
given
form of a
investment that was
kill,
spent
bro.
on the top side. And,
Or in the shape of a
He's
kill.
still not afraid. He doesn't slow down with his aggression. He realizes even in the 2v1 with the damage that he's been able to do to Flandre, that he would be able to outplay in that situation. And so BLG, slowly but surely, even after the small blunder in mid lane, they built themselves a 700 gold lead.
Yeah, BLG will be really happy with how this game's going, especially with Bin getting some free time. Similarly to game 1, he's got this early
I don't
lead.
think Knight is necessarily happy with how the game is going, but that's just me
did a really
personally.
good job of making sure that Jax could
Speaking
never
for
find flanks,
him.
could never find good team fights. Also shutting down on that Nico helped them out to great effect. Shanks here might be the target for BLG as Beishwan is waiting just around the corner. Kyle here to cover his mid. Beishwan going in, has the impale. There's Tibbers down. Kyle will eat the suppression.
Wow,
and might
Kyle
eat the impale
ate the
too, but Knight is
suppression
not
for
targeting him at
Shanks.
all. Stunned up by Shanks. Kyle with a great bouncer play there for Shanks.
Yeah, really well done by
Wow.
both Kyle and Shanks. Kyle
What a
eats the
support
CC,
player,
and notice that
dude.
Shanks is not just hitting
He
base
really
one, he's immediately
supported.
targeting the Akali so that Knight cannot
He
follow
really
up.
did.
Or if he does, he might have been able to kill Kyle, but he absolutely would have died for it. So really well played there by
No,
the mid
literally
support
same
duo from
charm.
AL.
I'm honestly surprised. Like, I was expecting Knight to just fully ult and commit to that play. Flandre, now the target of a dive.
No impale for Beishwan, but no flash for Flandre. It does have the ignite, will dash across with the skip and slash. Needle works on, will take him down, but the bailout will bring him back. Meanwhile, on the bot side, we see a great dive onto Bin. AL
They're
answer back
doing
with a
the
killer
same
own.
plays, but on
didn't come
opposite
back to
sides of
life.
the map.
Yeah, well played there by Flandre, able to delay enough so that he's able to get that bailout to actually expire before.
No,
he
literally
did go
same
down.
holy. That's why I know,
Really
like, if
nicely
I
done.
play support,
But you
I'm
have to look and
inting.
see, Bin
Because
almost has
I
his
would
teleport
never do
back,
that.
so this
I
TP
would
that
have
Flandre
ran the
held
other way.
onto that he
Like,
gave up a plate and a
they
wave for.
attacking
He hasn't
you.
gotten really much of anything for
Not
it
me,
till
brother.
now he's just going to TP back out towards top.
I do hope we'll get an opportunity to see the dive that happened in bot lane. Oh, 1 HP.
1 HP is insane.
Calculated, not even close.
Not even close. Tarzan walks away with a soul and red buff as Beishwan secures
But it was
the grubs
close.
on
It
the
was
top
1
side of the
HP.
map. But AL being proactive on the map, it really did feel like, based on how the laning phase was going, that things were just, oh, hang on,
Bin jumping in onto Flandre here, puts down the grand challenge, and Beishwan's there to answer it. Flandre, no flash, no hope of surviving. Bin
All right,
finds his
Ben's
vital
kind of
and takes his kill.
getting
So we're reaching a critical point in the matchup, and Bin, I think the value that Beishwan provided there was bringing Flandre back away from the tower, giving Bin a little bit more time to secure that kill, but this is only going to get harder for Flandre. As you can see in the 1v1, this Fiora is really starting to become a problem.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and it's a little bit reminiscent to game number 1, you know, where again, you know, Bin got alone time down in the bot lane off of this earlier swap. This time it was matched, but not by the teleport. You know, that give Bin a bit of an advantage, but he is potentially
steal
caught
that?
out.
Opts the riposte, has the flash, will flash and then bolt his way away, but the hook from Kyle finds his man, and now the
I don't
chase
think he
continues.
wins the
Hope opens
1v3.
up with the boomerang blades, will be gifted the kill as well.
That's
That was
tough.
like an extendo arm there, but BLG trying to threaten the dive onto Flandre. No third member here, so this would be a very risky play to go for, especially because the
I
ulti
think
just came
Ben
back
stole
up.
that void
It's
grub
interesting how AL is just heavily committing into trying to
because
keep
they got
Bin
2,
down. They recognize
which means
the
there's only
situation
1
they're in
left
on
for
the side lane,
AL.
but they're
He
investing
stole
ganks
that.
to try and punish. They are foregoing a lot of neutral objectives as a result of this. This will be the first dragon of the game. You earlier, Azel, talked about how AL was a super grubs priority team, but they abandoned it in order to make sure they could make that effective dive onto Bin. He finds himself with a 1-2 scoreline, but still up 400 gold against Flandre.
Does have that gold lead, but in trouble is Knight.
Knight has to try and jump away with the perfect execution and will manage to escape. Has that R2 now, but no real way to use it. Dashes back to the safety of his tower. Beishwan on an Elk here to try and protect. Ishtal's impact coming out. Good ultimate from Kyle to stop the channel, but the impale cannot be stopped. Kyle pulled back and taken out by Elk.
He's got on a
Dying
pretty
so that his mid
skin.
laner could live. As you highlighted, Medic, a really good use of the ultimate from the Blitzcrank to interrupt the charge from Beishwan. But then when the ulti came through from Elk, there was nothing
I think
that
what's
Shanks
really
could do to help his
interesting
support.
about this
He
series is
appreciates his
thinking about a
sacrifice as BLG get themselves
3-0.
another pick.
You've
It
gotta give
is
credit to Beishwan.
so
He has been
obvious
very active
that
so far this game, involved
this
in
is
everything
going to
that
sound a
has been
little bit
going
mean,
their
but I
way.
hope you understand what I'm
The level 3
saying.
kill that they're able to
When
get in
a
mid lane,
team gets
the attack up towards the
3-0'd,
top side,
I
helping
think
Bin get a kill.
it
Again, here in
shows
the mid
like
lane, multiple
you
times
are
putting on that
definitely
pressure. I feel like he
the
is playing a
inferior
great
team.
game,
Like,
even though
you should
everyone,
definitely get
rightfully so, would be
eliminated
favoring Tarzan
if
very
you
heavily in this
get
jungle matchup. I think
3-0'd.
Beishwan has been having a
But
pretty
in
good
closer
showing.
series where it's like a 3-2, it's like, dang, what if that one play in game 2 happened differently? Like, I feel like when you get to a game 5, like, you can really see that, like, oh, these teams are like actually like
chasing into things like a Sivir and
comparable,
Annie, a Gwen,
and
can be your
like
demise.
dang, they just got it in game 5. Like they were just the better player that game.
You can see how BLG
but like in a 3-0, like you can't even like debate it. Like
really hard to pull off. Whereas
if
I feel like what
BLG
AL wants
loses
to
this
do
game,
is very simple. You
yeah,
are your 4 kind of
they are the
people.
number
They
2
run
seed.
in,
Like
and Sivir is just
AL is
that space
definitely the
created
better
by the
team.
aggression from the rest of the team. Sivir just has to hit anything basically and ricochet through. So I feel like AL are set up
like
for
you aren't
success.
really able to copium anymore when that happens.
It styles impact onto Tarzan, trying to use the shield to survive, but the cease and desist only going on to Elk won't be enough. Elk claims his 3rd kill of the game.
I'm trying to think, like, if FlyQuest beat BLG and they were playing right now, would they have beat AL? And like, I'm gonna say no. I could hopium it, but Shanks, why are you staying, babes? He literally just walked through them.
Shanks will smoke Beishwan.
Did you see that?
It really is a
He did
bloodbath
cook.
here in game 3. 13 minutes in, 5 to 5
Must feel great for Tabby
and every single play that BLG
to beat his old
AL
team.
is looking to respond.
I mean,
this time around,
yeah,
it was an example
probably.
of BLG overextending just a little bit. They thought that they could chase down
shows
Shanks.
like
the Flash even committed by
how
Beishwan, but
great
Knight
of a
on the
coach
turnaround
he
from Shanks
is.
almost
Yeah.
lost his life.
They absolutely did. I mean, AL going to get a lot here, though. No TP's there to actually answer that top wave push, so Hope is going to cash in now. He's going to get paid with those plates. He just finished his Cull cash out as well. We can watch it one more time. This is just a great
like, why
pick
did he
from
walk
Han.
through them
Pulls
like
in the
that?
enemy jungler. There is the CC layering immediately coming through from Beishwan. Tarzan tries his best to try to survive there, getting this under Sky proc on multiple members.
I wonder
using
how
the
much
passive.
of a
But then
bonus
this
Tavi
chase,
gets.
Yes, there's the flash forward from Beishwan. It
for
looks like it's
winning
going to be a
this
kill
tournament.
on to Shanks, but Shanks is able to buy so much time.
The stun that comes through
Because if
from
they
Shanks'
win this
ultimate
game, they are
buys
locked
him time
in
to
for
escape.
3rd place.
Here, though, Knight, I do think he's so good. He just
They
needed one
get
more
at
auto
least
attack.
a 3rd
And I
place
guess he was
prize.
worried about the cooldown of Shanks' Q that would have finished him off. Bin now supported by his team.
On the hunt coming out from Hope as they look to turn onto Beishwan. He's caught up. The needle works out from
Crazy,
Flandre.
holy.
And Beishwan just went too deep to flash away from On. A rocket grab about to find him as AL find another kill.
Feels like a story of the series. A step too far by Beishwan. He overextends and AL are quick to collapse. Both these teams
I wonder
are
what
ready
makes him
to
such a good
skirmish.
coach.
And this time around, it's AL that get the better of the fight.
Tarzan having to flash
I
the
wonder
chain
what
of
makes
corruption,
him so
turns it back
good.
around onto Elk, has that cease and desist and has his team collapsing, but is the shield enough? Meanwhile, Hope and On fighting down towards the bottom
Annie
side.
also
Shanks
super
comes in with the
safe battle
dimmers and
mage.
will kill off Elk.
I wanna
On,
play
able to
Annie
retreat.
ADC.
Finn trying to get onto Shanks, but Shanks
I wanna
uses
see
the
if I
blast
can make it
wisely
work.
to get himself over the wall.
Really well played there. Tarzan realizes, you know what, I can't get out from this
Facts, Charm.
situation. I just need to buy enough time for my mid laner to get over here to knock down Elk. As Elk really does feel like the hope right now. We talk so much about Bin, we talk so much about Knight, but
Do you not
Elk
like
is the
Beishwan?
one here playing this on-hit Varus.
When he walks into this game 3, like, "Ooh, this is over." No, truly. Like, it was really a quick 3-0.
The
I
idea
can't
there being
believe
the
it.
silence comes through. Ooh, Flandre now the one.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Flandre gets out of this one. He's already used the skip and slash. There's the impale follow-up. Knight gets his second. And BLG
Do
continue
we call
to
Flandre
punch
and
back.
enter? Like,
BLG do punch back, but again, it's the
Yes or
towers
no?
now. So we saw them get that tower top side low. Flandre finished that off. That's first tower. That was Boots. Now they get another tower on the other side of the map. AL are constantly pushing. So even though BLG are finding picks, are finding fights, it's always at the cost of something else. And it feels like BLG should be the ones ahead in gold, but it's AL with the over 1K gold lead here. And quietly, Sivir getting very strong.
I mean,
do you think if
BLG could have gotten this extra
like if
dragon, at the very
Tavi
least they could have won a
came
little bit more
to
time,
NA and coached
relied on
an
the fact
NA
that they have
team,
these strong side lanes, but AL put a lot of
do you think
focus
that
on
they
securing these other
would,
towers, and that's where a lot of this additional gold is coming from.
like, what do you think is more
Good news
important?
for BLG though is
Like
Knight
the
getting some
players
solo time on the top
or the
side of the map.
coach?
He will secure
Or
a
is
tower
it
for
truly
himself.
50-50?
You can see that with that first item completed, moving
What's the
away
score
from
right
the
now?
rock
It's
belt, going for a
2-0,
little bit more
George, in
burst
favor
damage, that
of
assassination
anyone's
tool
legend.
That is super valuable in those 1v1s and on the side lane. Flandre trying to defend the tower.
BLG are going to collapse though. Ishtal's impact will get Flandre into the wall. Hope popping the on the hunt to try and get Flandre out. There's a chain of corruption follow-up. TP coming in by Bin as they turn all their attention onto Flandre. Bin will take one, put into the bailout, but won't be able to be revived. And now the chase
So
continues.
does his team
for
fall
anyone's
because he
legend. Beishwan running
died?
for the hills. Knight and Elk, can you escape?
It's a
The
2-for-1
clutches of
right
Tarzan.
now.
Good flash away, cease and desist.
Where's Tarzan's
Available though for the
team?
buys. They continue to chase forward. Hope flashes
No
in,
way he
and Tarzan lives. A double for Hope in the end.
Oh, I
clean up
tilt.
the fight.
Oh, I
BLG
tilt.
sends 5 top
but it is AL standing strong here, playing out the fight incredibly well. Hope was just cooking them on that one. BLG now
no,
so
like that
far
would tilt the mess out of me.
You hit the nail on the head as hell. Hope's positioning
I'd tilt
was
right on out.
fantastic.
Embarrassing,
he was in a 2
truly.
versus 5, and he threw the ultimate out. Not as a defensive measure,
Who are we
but
rooting
to be
for?
ready
I
for the
was
arrival of
rooting
his
for
team to say,
BLG,
"We
but
are ready
personally,
to turn
I
this
like
fight
winners.
around." BLG
So
committed everything to
I'm
getting
rooting
that
for
pick on the
AL
Flandre, but
currently.
it cost them so much.
H1 going forward here. Hope once again putting the damage down. Impale.
Can you go back to practicing the Lucian? Should I get an Lucian game? How do y'all feel? Like just one, just to see if like my Lucian is okay.
Spent flash, just adding insult to injury there. Has
Like what if I
flashed
end?
out with that bailout.
Can't be worse than this, right?
Knocked him down, and that is a big playmaking tool gone. That is all of the outers gone, and that is AL starting again to run away with this one on match point here, looking for a date with T1.
This game is getting too chaotic for BLG.
Blitzcrank got
Knight and
smite.
Flandre Bin, they need time. They want to be playing in the 2 versus 1s. They want to be 2v2s. They want to be skirmishing on a side lane. When you're forcing these big 5v5 fights, Hope is just going to do so much damage. Look at the ricochet. It's just bouncing through all the members of BLG. Then the rest of AL arrive, and while Bin does get the initial kill,
I know we're mid-July, but I just want to say I'm very excited for Christmas this year. I don't know why, I just
They
am.
forego chasing down Beishuan, knowing they can't run him down. And you can see that Tarzan a little hesitant to ulti here, but he knows that the rest of his team is following up, so he's prepared to sacrifice his life, ready for the turnaround pick, but he doesn't even fall.
I mean, just so much patience there from Tarzan. In multiple fights, we've seen him hold on to this ult. He's not just sending it immediately. He goes in with the Q, forces the flash, backs off to keep them interested. Then once his team is going to be close enough to actually follow up, he goes back in with the ult, knowing, yeah, I might die here, but we are going to win the fight. And look at the damage dealt. 2 champions in the last team fight. Nearly 5K from that Sivir.
A pick for Hope that rings back to his first ever title on JDG. It was the Sivir and the Zeri that carried them to that victory. Now on anyone's legend, it is the Sivir that might carry them to a date with T1 tomorrow. Still, of course, the LCK.
I want to go on a date with T1. Not all the T1, just Faker.
For the LPL have been on the losing side of that too many times
just
in the last few years. And their hopes seem to rest now on anyone's legend.
I will say that if AL do make it through this series, they will be a new challenger to the many LPL teams that have faced T1 throughout the years. And based on how they're playing, they are making a statement in this series. Affirming to the world that if they end this in a 3-0 fashion, they are by far and away the strongest LPL team at this tournament.
And a team that's evolved as well. It's not just you've played against different people, you've beaten different people. They've shown their development, beating BLG 3-2, 3-1, and now would be 3-0. Mikhail's out from Kyle. Beishuan looking for the Ishtal's impact. TP coming in as well from Knight. A short burst of movement for him there as he joins up with the fight. Bin is here in the mid lane. Flandre is not. He's pushing out through bot.
And you can feel the desperation sinking in a little bit when you're spending flash ult to hopefully get a pick on a Blitzcrank. And he just has the perfect Mikhail's.
Okay, Eel, well done. Own's just gonna die for free.
Ishtal's impact will lock him against the wall, the Impale as well. And Tarzan will fall. Flandre coming in, and there's no one protecting the back line. Knight has to dash away, but Shanks now dominating.
Y'all, it's really a 3-0, bro. It's really a 3-0.
He's forced back to his tier 2.
It all starts with a single hook. Kyle finding that pick onto On. The rest of BLG quickly tried to turn that into a winning fight, but it ends in disaster. The good news for BLG is that they take out Tarzan, they take out the jungler from AL, but already back out onto the map. The double TPs come mid.
Bin will be able to walk away from this one, even with the Molten Shield. I'm not sure Shanks can chase. Kyle going for the overdrive. That extra movement speed will expire. There's the riposte. And yes, he will. Did have to use an ability to get out, but Bin still survives. The Dragon is up, as is the Otacon. AL in such a prime position to close out this game.
You can see BLG pings onto the Otacon there, but there's so many wards in their jungle that AL is going to know what's going on. Even if you go up through here, you're going to be spotted by all the wards on that side of the map. And now you can see the counter pings coming in from AL, noting that BLG is not looking for that Dragon. They are going to try to go for a risky play. And if they commit to an Otacon and AL catch them on it, it is going to be problems.
Love the positioning here from On, waiting to see if someone oversteps. TP behind, there's the handshake. Beishwan looking for the chase here onto Kyle. Good static build will stop the channel. Knight trying to get in from the side. Tarzan shadowing Bin, marking him, making sure he can't get in. The chain of corruption, and Bin is deleted. On next up here.
Oh my gosh, Flandre, even though he was 1-3, is now like disintegrating this BLG team, dude.
And the Knight must bow.
Tell him to FF, bro.
Elk chased away. Nothing
Tell him
he
to FF,
can
bro.
do. Shattered and bruised. BLG can only watch.
Dude, I've never seen BLG look like this.
It is a clean 5-4-0 ace in favor of AL. BLG
How did we lose to them?
desperate to try and find any pick. They set up for a collapse on a Kyle, but it ends in disaster.
Lando, do you
Hope
still
had
play
base.
League?
That's why he was late to the fight, but he shows up with the third item, the Infinity Edge completed, and you knew as soon as he arrived, it was curtains
truly
for
unglued.
BLG. They try to find a pick. They are punished so heavily here. AL fully commit to the chase, knowing that this is their fight. No way that BLG
totally
can
not
fight
queuing
back.
up for a
Elk
ranked
tries his
solo
best,
duo
and they have
game right
got to
now.
know it. They are so close now to sealing the deal here.
Oh, you like
6,000 gold ahead. The Atakan secured as well. Out 700 extra
Even
gold
got
out
the
of that.
Raptor.
Kyle stealing the Raptors.
Yep, Death
This
Ray.
guy has been an absolute menace here for anyone's legend. And for BLG, you're wondering, is there a way back in? Yes, perhaps if we can kill off Hope, but then you've got to deal with Shanks, you've got to deal with Flandre, who's on 2 items on this Gwen as well. It just becomes a mountainous, a monstrous task now for BLG.
Tarzan looking at a faded rematch against T1. The opportunity to get his revenge as AL take their second dragon of the game. The Baron spawning in 45 seconds. An 8-1-6 Shanks scoreline. An impressive performance for him, especially in the early game. He was the one that was targeted. All of the pressure was put onto his lane, yet he weathered the storm. And on a champion that back in 2023 was synonymous with Knight, the Annie that he was consistently bringing out an MSI. Shanks getting the better of his lane
If
opponent.
Knight wouldn't have died after taking that tower shot, maybe this game would have gone a little bit different, because Annie was really able to just take her gold and run with it, man.
As this duo have been absolutely incredible.
Percentage, just incredible. The ult goes in.
Look for the cease and desist, and immediately they jump onto Beishwan. No real escape for him. Meanwhile, Hope has been caught by On. Knight gets him.
Oh, Knight found Hope, y'all. Knight found Hope.
Payday, but can BLG find the fight? Tarzan
Wait,
gets
Knight.
one in response, but Knight answers with another. Shanks is down as Bin will slip him. Flandre trying to fight the 2v1, but Elk still stands. Somehow, from somewhere, BLG find the fight.
BLG are not down and out just yet. An impressive team fight comes through. They close the gold gap just like that, and they're setting their sights on the Baron.
They can do it. They can absolutely do it. It's an on-hit Varus here. Knight just needs to tank it up, and they will eventually be able to knock this down. No one's going to be respawning in time, and Hope this time does get caught on the way out. Can they? This is getting a bit risky.
Knight jumping back in. Doesn't have the Riftmaker for any of that extra healing. Elk can now tank it, and they should be able to get it with those blighted quiver stacks. Knight almost dies. Elk secures it for BLG. Will be on
that was
everyone
close.
but Bin. AL now have to
That
regroup.
was
The gold
close.
basically even.
Yeah, the gold from 6K in their favor to just gone. That is multiple massive shutdowns going their way.
Wow.
And it is off of an AL look here. They're the ones moving in, but watch Knight.
His
It's all about his
passive,
positioning
man.
here as they catch
He does
him on
percent
and Knight, get
health
in onto
base
Hope. No one
damage
is
with
there to
his
help him.
passive.
They were all looking for Beishwan. Great, you
And
killed
then
off
his
Beishwan,
upgraded
but you
Q
lost
pops
your Sivir.
the
Elk
passive.
is untouched. There's no pressure put on the Varus, and that means it is the
It's like
miracle
Vayne.
fight for BLG, buying them a shot in this series, buying them a shot in this game.
But isn't it AP?
And Knight has got to feel good about that one.
We talked about it coming out
It's
of the
still
draft.
percent
If you're
health,
BLG, who do you look to? You look to Knight and you look to Bin, and this is why so often they put their team on their backs in these vital moments. It is not done yet, though. The gold's still slightly in anyone's legend
League
favor.
balance-wise has been the best it has been in
to
forever,
only
really?
one Drake for BLG.
What makes you say that? Notorious Nabu, thank you so much for the 57 months of support. Hope you're having a beautiful day today. Only like 5 champions are OP. What would you say are the 5 OP champions?
This on-hit
I'm
Varus
curious.
will melt any target that tries to run him down.
My eyes also drawn towards the
Mel
top side.
included?
A 2,000 gold lead here for Bin. Yes, the KDA doesn't look great, but who cares? He has 3 completed items. He has the Baron on his team side, and he's level 16. Flandre really far behind. You know, he has been grouping a lot. He's down 60 plus CS. He does not have the ability to really hold him in the side lane, and we have all seen these crazy
passive skills with attack speed.
To crack the base,
look at his
and you can
W
look
passive.
for these crazy plays where you're TPing in, trying to go for a base race, and these types of setups, even if you can't actually win in the 5v5. So we'll see if AL can kind of button it up here and just try to slow things down, get it back in their favor.
This is the thing about BLG. The roster is full of talent.
Ooh, I want to play some
potential
Briar.
is always ready to shine through.
Aw, period,
Let's see if they
Navu.
can find another magical fight.
Love to hear it.
As they
Love,
set up
love.
around the dragon. Flandre doing what he can to catch waves, get some farm back. Ticking over to level to 15, he's going to go quickly back to base as the TP ready.
And I think, honestly, if you're AL, there's no reason you have to fight for this. It would just be the second dragon here for BLG. So you can just play through sides. You can just continue wave clearing here. And BLG realizing we can't just group 5. You're not going to be able to push through the Sivir. It's just not going to work. They were so insistent on trying to get down this tier 1 mid. Now they have sent Bin down towards the bot lane. They're looking for some resets. They're going to prepare for this dragon and see if they can find an angle.
Yeah, I wish
again,
Briar would
AL
get
don't
picked
have to
in
force
pro
it
play
if they want to
too.
wait for additional items, if they want to wait for more
06
things to come
Garner,
through.
somebody
The
please
Bloodthirster
give
now,
him
though,
a crumb.
down 4
Just a
hope
small
means
one.
No poke is going to be an
Just
issue.
a small one.
We see the GA being built by Tarzan. The question is, are they going to wait for that, or are they going to kind of put their line in the sand and fight here?
They are Nabu.
If he's untouched in a fight, he will just shred through BLG. They've started up the Drake, looking for their second of the game, and anyone's legend are not answering the call. Instead, they'll clear out their own jungle. They'll make sure they have the mid lane prio. Baron has fallen off. AL actually having to back away from only on the advance here. Tarzan might look for the smite across the wall, but won't be able to get in range. Beishuan secures it. BLG take the gold lead for the first time this game, and quickly AL take it back.
Wow. The game now has a very different tone attached to it. Earlier it felt all but done. AL looking to cleanly close out the series in a 3-0 fashion, but a single fight, and now AL feel the stress. They feel the momentum shift as BLG regain their confidence. Items continue to be completed. They continue to get stronger.
I love that BLG didn't just like give up, because it looked pretty doomy.
So these fights are going to look very different from what we've been seeing
but they're
so
really
far
fighting
in this game.
till
When
the
you look at
last,
the top of
their
your screen,
last breath.
23 kills to 14.
I was about
you
to
feel
queue up
like
League
it's
of
a
Legends,
foregone
man.
conclusion. But the items at the bottom
they
of
said,
your
"No,
screen
ma'am.
are the true story of what
We're
we've
still
got to
fighting."
expect in the next fight.
They absolutely are, but I mean, we already talked about the Bloodthirster. They also were waiting for the Death Cap, and that is ready. The hook just narrowly misses. Shanks now level 16, Death Cap completed. They were waiting for the Death Cap. They were waiting for the BT. They were waiting for the
Talk
GA.
about it, Blando.
You have to think Tarzan is going to be pretty close to that as
I
well.
want to get into this
As
Lucian
AL
game, bro.
may just be one good hook away from closing this series out. It's BLG that have got to stay focused here. It will be a long road for them if they are going to be able to come back.
Come back in this game, come back in this series. It would be tricky, and we have seen them fall foul of over-aggression, of greed already in the LPL and here at MSI. AL grouping in a 1-4 split. It's Flandre matching Bin on that side lane. Bin with a 70 CS lead.
She dressed like she's a hotel employee. Are you talking about the skin?
Seeker's coming out from Flandre now as well as he knows he needs just that little bit more protection. Next Drake.
I thought this would go 5 games, at least 4 games.
Only 30
It
seconds,
might go
no
4.
vision really up there for
BLG trying to
BLG
lock
right
in.
now. Expect to see Beishuan and On teaming up and walking through that blue side jungle to get a bit of vision for themselves.
The Petals also making a difference this late in the game. About 1,300 gold in additional stats that AL do have.
Yo, literally, thank you so much for the follow. How are you
The additional
doing?
flowers that they have been able to actually collect. And Bin is spotted here.
Y'all are so
Just
silly.
be able to walk away, was doing the Gromp. Bin spotting Tarzan early means there's no real risk of a Vault Breaker into cease and desist. You've got the riposte, you have enough tools at your disposal just to escape. There's the Guardian Angel you were talking about as AL finished on Tarzan. Seekers as well for Knight. Means that assassination potential all the more real. On has a Locket and a Mikhails on this Renato as well. Can be so powerful in a team fight. Mikhails obviously primarily for the stun coming out of Shanks. And a QSS for Hope. He knows if he's untouched, if he has a little bit of time in a fight, that Ricochet is just going to melt.
And now, I mean, he has the Mikhails, he has that QSS. You can see that Kyle is sitting on cleanse right now. So even if he gets hit by the hostile takeover, he can actually cleanse in Mikhails, but Shanks could be in trouble.
Did you see the
Shanks
Seraphim
jumps on by
skin?
Beige One, puts the Tibbers down, gets the stun. Knight with the
Summer
chase.
Party
Beige One,
Seraphim
the
skin?
Impale going wide. Tarzan down to half HP, but the Storm Surge just assassinates the Annie. Shanks down
is
now,
Knight
as
trying
AL
to
have the
win?
defenders for.
It's an easy execution as BLG find the lone target in a side lane. The damage from Knight was lethal as the Baron is begun.
I was looking for that hook. Gets it onto Beige One. The static field down as well as Beige One.
Wait, he's not
tries to heal up
dying.
with that shield, but
Okay,
he just
died.
can't. Hope begins to open up. Hostile takeover coming out. Bolt
Nice
breaker away by
cleanse.
Tarzan. The needle work
That's
from
the
just for the slow.
third
But the perk
going
positioning by
ult. One
Kyle
more
there,
going
he
ult.
hits the hook, he stops the Baron, and an instant Mikhails there on Flandre as he gets hit by the hostile takeover. Beishuan lost track of the fact that he could have got hit by that angle, and now Kyle's looking.
Kyle flashes forward, doesn't land the hook. The tower falls as the bailout on Bin would bring him back if he did fall. Has that G8 on his shoulders. AL able to defend.
If I
No
had
further
ult,
push
he
coming
could
out
have
for
CC'd
BLG.
someone.
The Drake up in 50 seconds.
That's just
TP
disastrous,
into the
though.
Baron.
For BLG, losing your jungler there, exactly, because now they can start the counter
Hey, you left a
Baron. Your
comment
Beishuan
on
just needed to stay on
TikTok.
the other side of the Baron, not allow Kyle to get that angle, but now it is AL here on the Baron, and it's a TP coming in from Bin. They're looking to contest.
It all comes down to this. You have to feel every hope and every wish for BLG to take it into the lower bracket finals. The arrows are landing. Kyle down to half HP. Knight pops a stopwatch, but he's basically got nothing. Still goes in with
Oh,
perfect
he
execution,
missmited.
managed to
46
kill.
health
Baron over to
points.
Tarzan. On's gonna get shot down. It's Bin
Oh.
and Knight, the last
Good
two
s-
standing.
oh, maybe
Tarzan
maybe
with
maybe the
GA will be
Blitzcrank
resurrected.
was
Shanks
smiting
on the
it
chase,
too.
The needles for the slow.
Maybe that's
Bin
what it
trying
was.
to get away with that lunge, but Shanks has the stun
Maybe
primed and
that's what it
ready.
was.
The blast cone from Bin, the bolt breaker from Tarzan riposted. The stun lands, but so does the disintegrate as Bin is being chased. Flandre skips and slashes forward, but Knight's gonna try, and Knight is snuffed out.
It is a very close fight, but without the jungler, AL secure the Baron. The carries of BLG made it much closer than it should have been. Knight and Bin get into the Baron pit. A beautiful ulti comes through from Elk, but it's just not quite enough.
AL were laser focused on the Baron, but watch Hope. Both the solo laners get on top of Hope, and that is why there is a chance here for BLG. They're able to get in with their dying breath there. Bin gets in on top, gives up the GA. Knight comes through and finishes him off, and that is why this gets so close. But we are back to live, and AL here looking for a dragon. Tarzan gets knocked over the wall.
He should have the bolt breaker up.
That is a
Fearless Draft really allows us to see who's got that talent. No more one tricks. That's what that was one of my points in a Team Liquid video when we were talking or debating versus Spawn. I said that Fearless Draft is going to expose who the real pro players are.
On the top side now has his Seeker's Arm Guard complete. 4 items as well on Shanks with the Morello Nomicon. Full build for Hope.
Yeah, exactly. Full build for him. Flandre is going to be working towards his death cap as that next item. The gold lead has somewhat withered a bit there for Bin. The GAs are used by both sides as well. Tarzan won't have his. Bin will not have his. This fight is going to be explosive. And Knight critically doesn't have Zhonya's gold just yet. He used the Seekers.
There we are.
There, critically. Has it now.
AL with the Baron.
Genji ADC can play anything at a top level.
Don't have the best wave clear. Elk is going to do what he can, but the ulti is popped
Are you
by
a
Hope.
Genji enjoyer?
Is Hope on the hunt for a lower bracket.
Are you one of the
final
ruler
against
jinxes?
T1 on the Hope to be the LPL's
Who did
only
AL lose to?
representative
T1.
left in MSI. For BLG, you need vision outside of your base. You need to be able to track Kyle on this Blitzcrank because his hooks
was it
have
Genji?
been hitting.
I know it
will
was
say
one of the
vision coverage on
LCK
these
teams.
flanks is very strong from BLG. That controller doing a lot of work. Another hook goes wide from Kyle.
Kyle is basing, but he has TP with his spellbook. Does cancel it now. See if he wants to go back or reset. They're looking for Flandre.
The challenge down onto Flandre. Immediately dashes in. Flandre will skip and slash across the wall. Hope trying to position well here. BLG.
I think one fight will bust this game open. I think whoever wins the next team fight
Showing if
wins.
they're given a second with that Gwen, she can be deleted.
And that was incredibly bold there from Bin. Just went in, pops the ulti. Gets
Can
one
AL beat T1? I think they can.
Does survive. Bin again, just posturing. I mean, he is feeling so confident. He knows it's kind of up to him, and they are looking on the side here to try to chase down Hope. But with the ulti, should be able to outpace them.
That's still a lot of pings.
They're
Knight's
still going.
Lost a lot of HP. Yeah, I think this is way too deep. Kyle going to spot out that they are safe now to go back to base. It's looking to be an Elder game at the very least. We're looking at one more Baron. 2 minutes.
These hoes really said 40-minute game, bro.
As much as they can to get ready for the next fight. Full build on Elk. The gold really doesn't mean much. It all comes down to execution.
I'm dying, bruv.
And Elk now has a GA in there as well. He has the Jack shows, the GA.
I think Varus needs to be hyper protected, otherwise BLG loses these fights. That and Knight has to assassinate either Shanks or Hope. Has to.
It's not a foregone conclusion that Elk dies if he gets caught. There's so much
protection. Granny ready for bed at 7:35. 7:30 actually. That's 5 minutes past my bedtime.
And instead, they're all about peeling.
Yeah.
So
in an ideal world, I'm in bed at 6.
Knight from getting anywhere near Hope. As long as Hope lives and can auto attack, Ricochet should do the rest of the work. So it pretty
I like to get up at 4:30 or 5:30 a.m. though.
As AL will have to defend the siege.
That is why I like going to bed early. Because I like an early start on my day.
And when you're looking at a fight like that, it's so important to think about vision and to think about summoner spells. The exhaust, well highlighted there for Kyle, gives him that protection against the Knight. Do you need the wards on your flanks as well? We've seen Knight assassinate Hope.
For real, in an ideal world, I'm in bed at 6, yeah. But like on a normal schedule, I like working out in the morning, but like I've been noticing that like working out after stream is easier. Like it flows better into my day.
I mean, Kyle finally has a second item. They've been spending so much gold on vision throughout.
Oh, you got a routine. I try to. I try to have a routine, but it routinely gets messed up.
He is. He sold something for the Lord Dominic's regards.
QSS.
Oh, Mikuyo Scimitar.
I want a time massage.
The only real threat is a hostile takeover, chain of corruption, but you have Mikhail's.
Yeah.
So
putting a lot of trust on Kyle and your spell shield. Yep.
Yarn and rocking chair is insane, but I would love a rocking chair.
In the LPL, I think Kyle.
In an ideal world, I'm in bed 24/7. You know what, D-Pipe?
Legend will try and get control over the Barren River.
But I also do not like being bedridden. There's a difference between choosing to be in bed 24/7 and being bedridden, and I do not like the second one because I was in bed 24/7 when I had kidney stones, and I did not want to be in bed 24/7. I actually hated it, and I could not lay down properly because I was always in pain.
From that Renata, especially if Knight is diving in, the bailout just gives you that little extra damage. One more 5-point strike could be the difference between reviving and dying. The Drake
the only true thing about my routine is I'm always planning it. Speak on it, Charm.
Bin could just solo it though. AL are very heavily committed towards the top side of the map, so we'll see if Bin wants to go over to it, if he's too worried about a potential engage here.
Okay. Ona's dead, did not get to get the ult off, and now AL is going to go for Baron. BLG cannot allow this.
And Knight stepping in.
Bin is getting Mountain Soul, or not Mountain Soul, but Mountain Soul Point.
Exactly. You know they're not going to fight it because Bin is on that dragon, soloing it down. They do not get soul, but at least they deny soul. Explosive engage.
Anyone can get soul on the next dragon.
And now the question is, can you hold the line here against the Baron buff?
50-minute game.
Ultimate comes off cooldown very quickly, and they're already making their way
BLG,
that
just
top tower.
Lay down your weapons, bro. Lay them down, bro.
Going to answer mid-wave. This tower is not long.
How is this game not? No, holy, like, come on. Just kill him.
Shanks has the teleport, but isn't needed
just
to
kill him, bro. Y'all dragging it right now, bro, and it's about to start tilting me, bro. Y'all dragging it for real, bro.
For BLG, if they can somehow find a way to get back in this game, get back in this series.
They don't don't find a way. Do not find a way, because if they do this BS in game 4 too, if they do this BS of playing for 57,000 hours, nah, bro. I'm gonna drive up to Vancouver myself.
Everyone else is
okay,
fully
bro.
ready to go. Kyle TP's back in, picks up a Warden's Mail. We'll see.
It is on hit virus.
Over vision here in the enemy jungle.
He did not build a lick of lethality.
Feels like they might be playing for this bot tier 2. Push the next wave, then move through that red side jungle with Flandre, who's already escorting the wave forward. We'll
nah, I'm playing a Lucian game after this, bro. I'm trying to show y'all my Lucian, bruv.
Ben is revealed on that top wave now, so now they're gonna push in earnest.
Literally, I'm teleporting to the arena,
extra
bro.
Man here. They're gonna push very aggressively. There is a potential TP
ward
push
back
aggressively behind Flandre, but it's Hope pushing mid lane now. And we saw how fast that top lane inhibitor tower went down. Ben is on the side.
Why I feel like AL about to get aced, bro? Why do I feel like they about to get aced, man?
A whisker away from finding Hope.
Somebody about to get aced.
Have that spell shield and the
I can see into the future.
BLG unable really to defend as Hope using the Bloodthirster shield will just tank up the tower. BLG not pulling the trigger yet. Have lost an inhibitor tower in mid. Flandre with double cannon minions down towards the bottom side. Bin almost assassinated. The hostile takeover coming out as well as Tarzan dashes in. The pull back onto base one, not the target AR would want, but with Tibbers joining the party, anyone's legend see the win in their eyes.
BLG, they have to get back to base. They need to regenerate the health bars. The Nexus towers are all that stand left as the base falls apart. Bin goes in.
Looks for Tarzan, but Tarzan
goes
in with
you're
a
freaking enter. Ben, you're an intor. Ben just entered.
But might just go pop afterwards. Ben dashing up towards the top side. Knight able to escape for now, but base one is sacrificing himself for his mid laner.
Am I tripping?
Gonna go to the GA under the tower, and I don't think there's an angel listening as Elk is mown down. The LPL is conquered. The LCK awaits. Anyone's legend claim the 3-0.
Am I tripping? Did he not just like run in and lose all his health for fun?
Series here from AL. All you can
say,
over there
these
jumping. Players, this team, they keep getting better. 3-2 in the upper bracket, 3-1 in the grand finals, 3-0 at MSI. This team is ramping up.
I'm dead.
And they're gonna have to. A tough challenge does await them. If
Ben
they
said
want
he
to win
go
MSI,
home.
it will
Hey,
have
and
to
home
be
he
through
shall
T1
go.
and then through Gen G, who awaits the winner of that series in the grand finals. But they are looking like they are ready to give the LCK a run for their money.
T1, the infamous LPL killers. A new challenger awaits. AL will go on to face them tomorrow. And again, we go back to the conversation we had earlier. Winning 3-0 makes a statement.
Aww.
They are head and shoulders above that
Look
of
at
BLG.
that.
They are by far and away the best team from the LPL. And I am excited
We're getting a
to see what
Tarzan
they
interview,
can do, because
y'all.
there's not but one, but two LCK opponents ahead of them if they want to claim the MSI title.
For BLG, obviously,
BLG not take a bow?
They'll be disappointed with how they performed here today at MSI.
Aren't they supposed to take a bow?
But for a team that's gone through so much with the changing of coaching staff, with Beishuan coming in, with turmoil amongst the players, I think they can still hold their heads pretty high, making it to the top
Not if you
four
get
here at
3-0'd.
MSI.
I thought they were supposed to take a bow.
Their hopes hang, their
'Cause they're
region's
going
hopes
home.
hang on anyone's legend.
We heard from Knight himself before the series started that synergy was still something that they
They're
needed
supposed
time
to
to
take
develop.
their exit
they were
vow.
able to achieve a lot in spring, and I'm excited.
In the
for
contract,
what
if
they
you
can
get
do
swept, you
in
go
the
straight
future.
back.
High expectations still sit on the shoulders of BLG.
Okay,
Absolutely.
gotcha.
Hope, I just think, was stellar today. This guy was incredible, barely ever in the wrong spot, barely ever getting caught out, always putting out the maximum amount of damage. You put him in a position to carry, he is going to get the job done, and this is the bracket now. The match is set. T1 versus anyone's legend tomorrow is going to be explosive, and then I don't even care who wins.
Oh, they came back out.
Whoever plays against Gen
I was about
G,
to say,
that
they
match
gotta
is
take
going
their
to
bow.
be even better.
It's a weekend of exceptional League of Legends as BLG take their bow, cheered on by the crowd here in Vancouver as they will travel home over the next few days.
No, they're traveling home tomorrow.
Legends coming up over the next 2 days.
As opposed to the 7 best-of-5 game 5s that we've had so far at MSI.
AL have already pushed Gen G to 5 games.
He's just hungry for more.
And I'm excited to see what they can do.
Yeah, we're joining Shox, Wendy, and Tarzan for the Verizon post-game interview.
Woo!
Tarzan 3-0. That is even better than in the LPL finals. So I have to ask, what made this match easier than those finals?
首先，恭喜你们获得今天比赛的胜利，非常干净利落的3-0。其实比你们上一次相遇决赛当中打的感觉比分还要更轻松一点。所以说，你觉得可能是为什么这一次好像赢得更加轻松一些呢？
其实今天的比赛也其实很不容易了吧，但是我们就集中了吧，比对面。
Definitely, I treated this game as a tough one as well, but I think we just be more concentrated than our opponents, so that's the key.
I see. Now, Tarzan, you are a very successful player in your own right, but that international trophy is missing from the cabinet. Can you tell me about your confidence in the guys you have around you and anyone's legend that this could be your tournament?
其实我们一直都知道，他的
80-minute
选
game
手
is
是一
insane.
个非
That
常非
must
常
be
努
his
力、非常
family.
优秀的一名选手。但是可能对于你来讲，还缺少一座国际大赛的奖杯。所以说，也想问一下，和所有 AL 的队员们这么好的一帮兄弟们在一起，你有多大的自信？觉得这一次是你可以手握国际奖杯的机会呢？
其实就感觉这次我们进入 MSI 嘛，然后我们跟 AL 其实是第一次国际赛，所以。 就已经感觉很有机会了吧？感觉。
For this AL coming to MSI, this is our first international journey as a team, but I feel like we just been closer and closer to that final trophy.
It looks like it. Now, of course, for the LPL, last year was a nightmare where T1 had to get rid of the LPL teams to get their World's trophy. Now you have the chance to take them down and you have to go through 2 Korean teams if you do want to win the trophy here. What can you say about the challenge ahead, about T1, about Genji, who are all standing in your way?
其实可能，特别是去年的世界赛上，像 T1 就像笼罩在 LPL 上空的梦魇一样，使我们最后离最后的冠军奖杯失之交臂。而这一次，如果你们想要在这次 MI 上走到最后，你们需要越过 T1、越过 Genji 这2座高山，击败他们，你们才能够捧起最后属于你们的奖杯。所以说，能不能和我们分享一下，你怎么看待未来的这2场？同时，你怎么看待可能未来的挑战呢？
其实明天打 T1也是，他们也是很强的队友吧，但是我们也很有自信打他们吧。
I must say, T1 is a super strong team, but at the same time, AL, we got enough confidence.
Absolutely, we'll see it tomorrow. Now, there are a couple of players on those teams that you know very well, but I'll ask specifically about Doran on T1. Have you kept in contact at all now that you'll be on the other side tomorrow?
那 其实也知道你们和其他的队员也是比较的熟悉，但是特别是 T1 多兰选手，因为你们以前是老朋友嘛，所以说也想问一下，有没有可能和他有稍微聊一下？那这一次你们也将作为对手互相对决，什么样的一些感受？
其实没什么吧，就希望跟他，然后就2边一起打出一个精彩的比赛吧。
So what I'm thinking for now is hopefully the 2 of us and also the 2 teams, we can really show you guys a very exciting best of 5 tomorrow together.
We hope so. Tarzan, support for all of us in doing what we do is incredibly important, and I have heard that your family is here today. If you want to say anything to them as they saw your big victory here.
Oh.
那其实也听说他战选手的家人也来到了现场。 사실 타잔 선수의 부모님도 평장에 오셨고 혹시 부모님들한테 하고 싶은 말씀 있으세요? 要不要对家人朋友们说一句?
일단 멀리서 와주셔서 감사하고 내일도 화이팅 할게요.
So from a really far distance coming here to support you, I really appreciate that, and hopefully with all the support I received, I can just do better tomorrow.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Tarzan. Congratulations.
Did he respond in Korean?
Sheshe 감사합니다. Wendy Smurfing, as always, this is it from the MSI stage, and we'll see them again tomorrow.
I'm pretty sure that man responded in Korean and she still translated.
Thank you, Shox. Thank
so
you,
she
Wendy.
is also trilingual? Is everybody just trilingual nowadays?
My name's Lucian. My business is saving your asses.
Dang! I didn't know Lucian cursed. Yeah, little bro. I'm about to show you what Lucian do. Type B, type B, type B. No, like, okay, guys, what's the Spanish word of the day? Blanco. It means white. It means white. And the sentence of the day was, I don't like to wear white. No me gusta vestir la ropa blanca. Ow! No me gusta vestir la ropa blanca. Oh, I don't have to put the white clothes. Okay. No me gusta vestir ropa blanca. Okay. Who the frick is leashing in 2025? Don't ever ping me a day of your life. And then the Korean word of the day is nara, which means country. And the sentence of the day was like, this is a beautiful country, which is 여기는 아름다운 나라입니다. Bow! Bro, I'm really in this hoe. I'm really in this hoe, bro. I'm really in this hoe. Ooh. I don't want her to get the 5th stack off. Yeah, I don't know who the frick leashes in 2025, but now we're behind. I'm Masu, bro. I'm freaking Masu. No, literally, I'm freaking Masu, bro. I'm freaking Masu. Oh my gosh. Yeah, AL 3-0'd, bro. AL 3-0'd. All right, y'all, focus up. Every action we do in this game needs to be intentional. Every action we do in this game needs to be intentional.
My shadow's getting restless.
She wants to queue. I think I die. Why are you pinging? Why are you pinging? Mute at Pantheon. And now he can no longer ping. We start Essence. All right, rough start, but it's okay. No me gusta esta. No me gusta vestir ropa blanca. I just gotta think it through. No me gusta. Why do I keep wanting to say esta? No me gusta vestir ropa blanca. You can also say vestir. Oh. I can't hit her with a double shot. Jeez, got the whole freaking crew here. At least I traded, yeah? At least I traded. He can come back. If he really wanted to, he could come back. All right, we finally have our full combo. WEQ, guys. WEQ, WEQ. W-E-Q. Double shot. Can I get the double? Nice. WEQ. I don't think I can do anything about this wave. Yeah, I can't step up to that. No me gusta vestir la ropa blanca. Bro, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I'm already low on health and mana. I'm done with all y'all. I'm done with all y'all. I don't want to go. Bro, do you see my health points? Why are you going in? I'm so freaking confused, bro. Why are they going in? I have no HP, no mana. Why are you engaging on them? I'm so perplexed. I'm so perplexed. All right, they're backing. I gotta clear this fast. they've got to be duo. They have to be. That's the only explanation I can say. I'm much perplexed. All right. No, I get more damage by doing this. I get more damage by doing this. I get 15 extra damage. I think that's better. They're going to int this Kaisa, and then I'm going to be blamed for her being fed. My Leona is inting this lane, and I will be blamed for them being fed.
I remember the devil's eye.
I don't know where they're at. I kind of have to be a little bit careful. Okay, never mind. I see them now. No, we shouldn't have leashed. Our lane would have been so much better if we didn't leash. But Leona wanted to leash. I don't have a ward to put down.
Something's rotten in the old west.
WEQ, guys. WEQ. WEQ. Wet. Nice. That's actually really good. We're 6 now. I really hope they don't try to dive her. All right, we got a TP. That has to be Azir. It is. He's looking for ult. He's looking for ult. Oh, I flashed back into it. I should have waited. I should have 1,000,000% waited. Oh, that's tough. That's mad tough. That's mad tough. I knew the ult was coming.
An ally has been slain.
Oh, that's tough. I missed the draft. Where is the Nami support? No está aquí. No está aquí.
Shoot your way to salvation, but I still try.
This is G2. Owie. Imagine if we last hit. Okay, I guess she doesn't want to share trinket gold. Makes total sense as to why you wouldn't want to do that, right? Skarner here. Dude, am I tripping or are we playing a 3v2, bro? Am I tripping or are we playing a 3v2? I just don't do damage yet, man. Why I feel like what's her face always got a freaking shield on? Nice. Okay, wait, that's huge. That's actually huge. We've got an Azir here. And I don't get the kill. I wish I had more mana, dude. I had no mana and my barrier was on an 8-second cooldown. Kind of tough. Let's look at their team. AD, AP, hybrid, but likely to be just AD and then AD. No, truly, it's been a while. It's been a really long time. But she comes out next week. I'm coming. Wow, nice. Ooh, perfect ban. She comes out on the 16th. Don't mind if I diggity do. Dang, Rel said I'm taking this farm. No freezy for you. We're supposed to go Navori.
I was branded by darkness. Didn't take.
An enemy has been
Lucian is fun. I'm down CS though. As I miss my cannon.
Stick close to the devil you.
We take that, yeah? I think we take that. He's a strong girl. You missed.
When you're damned either way, give him hell.
A lot of cursing in this skin, man. This man curses every line. All right, I'm gonna get my plate. Oh, is she going in? Whoa! Wait. I think they call me Doggo. I think they call me Doggo. I don't know. I don't know if they do, but I think they call me Doggo. I think they call me Doggo. Oh my gosh. They ate that entire ultimate and I was melee on them. I was melee on them. Holy moly. This literally happens every MSI. Every MSI, some pro player pops off on Lucian and I'm like, you know, I kind of want to play Lucian. Ow! Girl, be freaking for real. Oh, she's serious about me. Oh, that's embarrassing. Oh, sis, AFK. Uninstall the game. Uninstall the game, sis. Uninstall it. Don't play no more League of Legends. Don't play no more League of Legends. Ever. Literally, let this be your last one. Let this be your last one. Please. Dude, I was about to tell you to recite the Interlations verse, but I think she needs it more. Did y'all see how I held the E for her next ability, though? Did y'all see how I held it? Did y'all see that work? When you expect their abilities, bro, I'm telling you, you playing a different type of game. Oh, I should not have eaten. Ooh. Whoa, I'm getting, yo, I got flipped, dipped, and tricked all over their jungle. The Azir ult, the Rel ult into the Skarner ult. Holy, bro. Okay, they don't call me Doggo no more, bro. They call me Elk, bro. Oh shoot, bro, they call me Hansama in this hole, bro. Oh no, oh no, I didn't predict them abilities. I didn't predict them.
Shut down.
You sure are correct. Don't do that to poor Hansama. My bad. My bad. I take it back. I take it back. No, it's literally so sad that Masu lost G5 on Lucian, because I feel like anytime somebody does a bad play on Lucian now, they're gonna be like, hey yo, Masu, chill out. I'm gonna be like, don't do Masu like that, bro. We love us some Masu, bro. Don't speak on Masu name like that, my brother. Oh no, the poor baby, the poor baby. What is her problem? Like, girl, you gonna solo us? Like, why did you use your whole entire kit right there? She is too tanky, bro. She might come after me. Interlations 2610. What does it say, everyone? What does it say? What does it say, bro? What does it say? What does it say? If you greed, you will defeat. It's a tough lesson to learn, y'all. It's a tough lesson to learn. One day I'll learn it. It's just not gonna be today.
Looks like we got
We need some more time in scripture. I need some LDR. That's what I need, bro. For real. I think they might be on Otacon, guys. Oh, JK. Hey, Panth, do you want to go buy real quick? He's gonna get out. To play that better, I should have I think just simply not get hit by the W. Well, there's Otacon. That's gonna be Otacon. What skin is that?
I've never been I carry hell with me.
No, bruh. Okay, there's two people like middle of the lane. I don't really have like crazy damage right now.
On the prairie than shadows.
Whoa. You're welcome. What's the game plan here? I'm not WEQing. Rel just flashed. Yo, I'm not getting any of these kills, like, so for real. I also am not WEQing. Like, I practiced the combo and I'm not putting it into play. I really need to do better on that. It's WEQ. All right, we got an Azir behind us. I think I'm a little bit scared, not gonna lie. I might just take this out. All right, I'm out this hoe. Oh, that's crazy. This man really trying out for T1 right now, bro. This man real life trying out for T1, bro. This man is real life trying to get scouted by T1 in this ranked game, bro. That's crazy work. This man is real life trying to get scouted. I think the combo requires that you're already in kiting range. I agree. But like I'm just not even, I'm pressing whatever ability is available at the time. I'm not thinking about a combo. Ooh, really bad. Okay, well, there's that. I baited the ulti, so worth. Ooh, did not mean to do that. Please don't ult me. Hey, I keep dashing forward, which is not good, but at the same time, I'm baiting their entire team, which is good. So we have a little bit of time to take this. Let me just get right on out of here. Beishuan is coming, dude. Beishuan is coming. Let me see if I can help with Beishuan. Dude, why can't I get any kills? I have 14 assists. Yo, somebody please. I have 14 assists, bro. I got crazy KP. I think it's just important to auto after every ability. No need to always do combo. And I also think, like, I'm always trying to E forward. I need to be more careful with my E. Hey guys, this starts in freaking 5 seconds, bro. Why would we trade Soul for Baron? God, I hate these teams, man. I really do. Who the frick trades Soul for Baron, man? Genuinely. Who the frick does that? This is why we build Collector? No, like, honestly, I get it. I might start Collector next game. But all of the pros are doing this build. Hex Soul at that, dude. Freaking enters, man. Jeez, dude. I think we lose. Yeah, no. Pretty bad. Pretty freaking bad. Brother, you have to defend this top lane. The fact that they did not end, I think, is low-key crazy. I think I need LDR now. We have to kill the Azir and the Kaisa, but everybody is trying to kill the tanky boys, the tanky front line. Kaisa is always ulting onto me And Azir wants to be Faker so freaking bad. You can tell. You can tell. He watches. Oh, she's hybrid. Gatling, thank you so much for the follow. How are you doing?
I was branded by darkness.
I love fighting my jungler for CS. It's my favorite pastime. RIP, my brother. The sound is crazy work. All right, let's get this last whisper. Hopefully this will give us some aid. You good, Mud? Dude, that is a hilarious video. Why does he look like that, bro? Oh, what video? Also, I'm glad it made you happy. Imagine if we didn't give up Hexol, dude. Well, we gave it our all, dude. I don't know. I don't feel like the Lucian game was horrible, but we lost. And I've been losing a lot lately. Nah, this man want to be Faker so bad, dude. He want to be Faker so bad. But all right, I'm only going to play one. I will see y'all tomorrow for T1 versus anyone's legend. Until then, I wish you guys nothing but W's in your games, bountiful LP, and the lowest ping.